That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Hi, this is Ryan Radke, sports play-by-play announcer and husband. I'm often on the go, and that sometimes leads to quick food choices that don't always agree with me. And I'm sure you can relate. Pepto has got your back when you eat or overindulge in foods that leave you with an upset stomach. It provides fast and effective 5-symptom relief of nausea, heartburn, indigestion, upset stomach, and diarrhea. Pepto-Bismol is available in liquid and convenient options like chews, liquid caps, or tablets. Keep it handy, use as directed, and please keep out of reach of children.
Sometimes I struggle to get to sleep. My body stopped for the day, but my mind is still running. So I take ZzzQuil.
ZzzQuil, the world's #1 sleep aid brand, has a range of non-habit forming products to fit you and your family's needs. Invest in a great night's sleep for the best you tomorrow.
I'm awake and ready to take on anything.
Better days start with ZzzQuil nights. Explore our products at ZzzQuil.com. Use as directed. Keep out of reach of children.
The best time of the year is here, and it's all about the NFL and the sweet offers from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can pocket $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. There are all kinds of ways to get in on the action. Same game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. And now, DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you get.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580 to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code BET1580 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEPS. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Greg Clark Automotive trained certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881. And online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257 CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Mornings are better with Wake Up Call with Tony and Ron. Weekday mornings on 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. We got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And today, we actually have things to do. We've got Keon Rose's college football dance party coming up a little bit later. Here in just a few minutes, we're going to talk to Junior Brown. He's an in-house capper for BetUS. He's going to give you some bets and tips and stuff and some advice and, maybe help us figure out how to make money betting on the Cardinals other than fading them. So he'll be with us in the next segment. And, of course, I know that at some point, not right away, at some point we are going to talk about the game last night, Thursday Night Football, the official start of the NFL season. Hey, at least it wasn't a great game. but it was a pretty good one. So, we'll talk about that later. But before we do anything, I mean, lots of surprising things have happened today. First surprising thing that happened today was Germany beat the United States at basketball. What the hell was that? I'm sitting there and I didn't know it was on. So I get online, I'm kind of flipping through and I see a thing goes live. It was like the last seconds of the game.
Yeah.
And Germany, it was 113 to 111. I'm like, holy crap. I'm like, okay, no problem. There's like 2 or 3 seconds left. Surely they're going to score and take this to the over to know it's the final. They lost to Germany. What the actual bleep? And I'm not buying Steve Kerr's, well, these games are difficult. This is not 1992 anymore. Players are better all over the world. Well, where were our best players then, Kerr? And how do we let this happen? He's like, it's not easy to win a World Cup or an Olympic game. No, I'm not accepting that. I don't accept that as an excuse. Did we not have good enough players to beat a bunch of white guys from Germany?
I don't think that was it at all. I think the world has become better in playing basketball, Jeffrey.
Yeah, well, that's what he's trying to say.
And I think we need to realize that. I mean, you look at the NBA. There are a lot of foreign players in the league. I mean, Giannis Antetokounmpo, for example. Look at him. And you could go back, most recently, there's been a lot of players from outside the U.S. that have come from this world basketball community. And we sent some young guys over there, and quite frankly, that should have kicked their ass, but didn't.
What do we send? Bench players? I think that's what we did. We sent bench players.
We did not send bench players.
We did. 90% of all the guys on the German team looked like they were off of a poster that we should tear down and burn. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of what I saw.
I don't know about that.
I get that, but you're kind of both right. On one hand, I agree with you, Randy, that the world has gotten better. It's not like there were no NBA guys on that German roster. Daniel Theis was on that roster. He's an NBA player. Franz Wagner is going to be a solid NBA player throughout his career. He's a very good basketball player.
What about Dennis Schroeder?
Pronounce that Wagner? I thought it was Wagner.
Yeah, Dennis Schroeder was out there too, and he couldn't shoot the game before.
That's a German name, but he ain't German.
But he plays for the German team, and every international team has a guy like that. That's like Giannis Antetokounmpo. He plays for Greece, but his family's not originally from there. But he's Greek. So that's part of the international thing, is that people move countries and stuff. And, oh, look, that person's really good at sports. Maybe we could get them on a basketball team. And the other thing is that these international teams, they play together for years and years and years.
Yeah.
We pick a team every year, and it's 12 different guys every year. At some point, there's no continuity there. But I do agree with Jeffrey that every guy on this team was a starter. Like, you can't lose to the world when there's 2 NBA guys on the other team, or 3, sorry, and you have a whole roster full of them. You just can't.
Well,
we need to decide.
These are not our best guys.
We need to decide. Either this matters or it doesn't matter. And if it matters, we have to send the best. If it doesn't matter, we should send, college students, because we're embarrassed right now. This is embarrassing. Steve Kerr can try to wash this all he wants with, well, the world is better. I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm saying it's not an excuse. That is not an excuse for us to lose this. And this, everybody's like, oh, so that guy who was, the sprinter was right, because now I guess it does mean we're not the best in the world. Well, the best in the world weren't there. The best in the world didn't show up for this thing. It was our kind of okayest in the world that showed up for this thing.
Well, wait a minute. I wouldn't say that. I mean,
yeah, no, I would. Kind of okayest is who showed up for the United States.
Mikal Bridges? You send Mikal Bridges over there?
He's kind of okay.
He's not kind of okay.
He's pretty good.
He's pretty damn good.
How about I say we sent our pretty goodest, but we didn't send our best.
We did not send our number 1s. We sent our 1As.
I'll
go with that.
I think 1A might be being a little generous.
1Cs.
Like and there's on an international team, you tell me that Josh Hart is starting. I'm trying to figure out why. Steve Kerr, by the way, botched this whole thing. That is the thing that he is trying to talk his way out of, by the way, because he changed the starting lineup to accentuate defense. That was what he wanted to do. Well, guess what? You gave up 113 points in an international game where it's harder to to
Yeah.
score like that. So you have to figure out, you swapped offense for defense and then your defense didn't work. That's on you, Coach Kerr.
Well,
That's on you.
Germany kind of bullied us too, by the way.
Yeah.
I mean, if you watched any of the game, which I watched a little bit of it, for some odd reason, I was up at 3:00 this morning, and I tuned in. I was watching SportsCenter, and then all of a sudden, it magically transformed into FIBA basketball at about 4:00 in the morning, and Germany had us down most of the game. They had us down most of the game.
Yeah,
we were playing from behind most of the game.
I know he never won an NBA championship, but you know who liked to go to all these FIBA tournaments? Carmelo Anthony. He go to all of them, just play all of them. And he just having that dude there meant that there was a guy every year that knew how to play international ball at a real high level.
Something's got to change.
You got to have at least one of those guys that's going to go all the time.
If we're serious about winning the FIBA Gold Cup, yes.
We either go in there and we win it, or we just send people in there and don't care about it. You know, that there should be no middle ground.
This is qualifying for the Olympics. We qualified for the Olympics. That's what we did.
I mean, eons ago, honestly. But yeah, I mean, but the thing is,
how about qualifying for the Olympics meant just having enough guys?
No, because not every country plays in the Olympics.
We have to play so many international games, and that's why USA gets involved in this World Cup, so that we can qualify for the Olympics in basketball.
And
I am
look,
saddened.
The best players are going to go play in the Olympics, but
are they? Is LeBron going to go?
I don't know if LeBron's going to go, but I know enough
Well, then the
guys.
best players are not going to go.
LeBron is pretty damn old. How about everybody but the elderly?
LeBron has gone in previous Olympics. Durant has gone in previous Olympics. The
Is
Olympics,
he going to go this time?
I don't know. And this is the thing. And this is why Steve Kerr is right to a degree. You can't just roll the ball out, and because you have better guys, that means you win the game. That basketball is a team sport. And if you don't have chemistry, you can lose.
Lost Toby says, I like playing from behind most of the game too. All right. He says, by the way, call me Thanos because I just collected all the variants of COVID. He's on bout number 5.
Why? Take care of yourself, man.
Man alive. Well, sometimes you can take care of yourself.
Sometimes you can get all of the vaccine and wear the mask and still get it. That's
just don't snap your fingers, Lost Toby. I'd kind of like to not have COVID for a while.
Yeah.
Box of Screws says, I will enjoy these 48 solid hours of having the best record in the league. Lots of season left, but it's still a great way to start. Go Lions, he says. We're not talking about it yet, Box of Screws, but later on, you can listen to the people, all the people in your neighborhood. And if I'm not mistaken, I might have seen, did I see you on there? The list of people actually fills one piece of paper of who actually chose the Lions to beat the Chiefs last night.
You know, what a surprise.
It's not many people. It's very
What a
few.
surprise. Yeah, I'll be honest with you. What a surprise.
Well, we'll talk about that here in just a couple of minutes. First, I just want to talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks. They beat the Chicago Cubs 1-0 today. And hey, no candy ass there. Zach Gallen pitched a 3-hitter at a complete game. It was his second career complete game.
Yeah.
And the Diamondbacks were able to finally get that run from Corbin Carroll in the 8th. It was just a real quiet game all the way through, Randy.
3-hit shutout, a real pitcher's duel. And Zach Gallen went out late in the season and like a true ace would do and shut down the opponent. And congratulations to the Diamondbacks. I'd like to take a moment and just say thank you, Nick Ahmed, who was designated for assignment yesterday and was replaced by the new rookie who came up and had a pretty good game. I mean, I think he had a couple of singles today, got on base a couple of times, and is playing a good shortstop for the Diamondbacks. Congratulations to him. But thank you, Nick Ahmed, who's a friend of the show, by the way, who was on the show.
Yeah.
He's been on the show before.
Got the blender bump.
And I hope nothing but the best for him. 10 seasons here in Arizona. We thank you for your time here, and good luck to you. But Diamondbacks beating the Cubs, which, by the way, I still think the Cubs are going to win the Central. I think they're going to catch the Brewskis. There's 25 games left. I think they'll catch the Brewers, and I think they will win the Central.
Well, how about the Diamondbacks, though, moving into that third National League wild card spot, beating the Cubs twice? Hey, we beat them again. I think you even said just beat these guys once, it would be nice.
Yeah, well,
so for us to have two on them already, that's a surprise.
Yeah, after we come out of a bad series against the Rockies, where we lost one, we should have swept the Rockies. We've got tomorrow's game, and then we've got a game Sunday against them, which is an early game in Chicago. Then we go to New York to take on the Mets for 4 games. I don't know why we have the Mets for 4 games. Then we come back to Phoenix, and we got the Cubs for 3, and then the Giants, which is going to be huge for us. We need to beat the Giants both games.
Just got to hang in there. That's all you got to do. Hang in there.
Just keep winning, guys.
The Jet says blender bump. Does that mean Jeffrey knocked up one of the players?
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Mm-mm. No.
Yes.
Mm-mm. No.
Yes.
No.
I did. I'm not going to say which one.
No. No.
Yes. Yes.
No.
Yes. Don't tell my wife. 888-368-1580. So the Jet says, hey, guys, I got to stop here and show a home. Could you go to a commercial break? You're going to show the house in a couple of minutes, Jet? Sorry, man.
Look, here's the living room. Here's the kitchen over here. They got a couple of bedrooms. Help yourself around. I got to go out back to the car, okay?
Be back in 18 minutes. So I put this on the Twitters, and let me just tell you, this guy is fired. Absolutely fired. The Los Angeles Dodgers, unfortunately, beat the Miami Marlins 10-0. It did not help when their own ball boy on a fair ball runs out.
No.
Yeah, that's right. Marlin, I can't remember which, I think it was Freddie Freeman, hit one down the first base line and again, then rolled into foul base territory. This guy sitting there, and he had they said a spit cup. It was a spit bottle, like the bottle like this. And he's like, Hey, so this guy runs out there, grabs the ball, and he's like, here you go, fans. And he throws it out, a fair ball. He throws it out into the crowd.
Here's how that works. Okay. Number one, it's a hit by the Dodgers against your home team, Marlins. You're the ball boy. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
What if it was going, if you're the ball boy and you had the presence of mind to look at your right fielder and he's out of position and not going to get there and it's going to end up being a triple. So you go out and just happen to grab the ball and throw it into the crowd, thus making a dead ball ground rule double. Nobody else scores.
Yeah, this guy did not look that bright.
See what I mean?
He did not do that on purpose.
You stopped the Dodgers where they were.
Yeah.
And it makes it a dead ball ground rule double.
Purely accidental if he helped. And let me tell you why. If you go to Radio Pal 1580, scroll down and watch the video, there's a guy sitting there in the stand, and he's sitting there by the wall, and you can look on his face when they tell him what he just did. He's like, it's priceless. And but he's still spitting tobacco in his cup. And the other part is ball boy. This dude is so far away from a boy. He's a grown ass flubby man running around out there. And he's got to be fired. That guy has to be fired. Trust me. Go watch the video. Radio Pal 1580. It just is perfect. It's just perfect. So
I think when I retire, Jeffco,
I'm
going to become one of those Golden Glovers for the Diamondbacks.
Oh yeah,
and I'm going to interfere like that because I know the game well enough. I'll be sitting there on either first or third base line, depending on what's going on, and if the game's on the line, I'm going to interfere.
Yeah, you'll probably end up getting fired. Major League Baseball will insist on it.
We'll get one game out of it. I'm going to interfere, and then I'm going to claim insanity.
We'll just make sure I can be there. I'll take pictures. I'm going
to run on the field in a live ball situation and grab it and throw it into the stands.
I think you should grab it and run through the outfield to the other direction, just straight across. See if anybody can get you. Security's going to get confused because you'll be wearing a uniform.
Well, that's true.
They're like, wait a minute.
Especially if I start running in the direction security is. Let's get them, guys. Like that.
Yeah, I keep screaming that, and then they're like, wait, you? Yeah. By the way, Mookie Betts, I think he's okay. He's a Dodger, but still, you don't want to see a guy get hurt. But he had some X-rays. They're negative, even though he did leave the stadium on crutches. So negative doesn't mean it doesn't hurt. Negative means that he's just going to be okay. So,
well, it's too bad. He's having a great season,
and
I hate to say that about a Dodger player.
Yeah, he's a Dodger. I don't care. Hamilton Porter says, please tell me you guys saw this article about Oregon State and Washington State filing a restraining order against the Pac-12 commissioner. No, why would they do that? There's only
they want control of the Pac-12.
Well, so they want a restraining order to keep him away.
They don't want Boris Karloff to come in and try to run this thing. They want to run the Pac-12 themselves. They don't want Boris Karloff in there.
It's the Pac-2. There's nothing to control.
But they have some ideas on what they want to do, and they don't want Boris Karloff to come in there and try to run the Pac-12. They want to out him, freeze him right out, and they want to run the Pac-12.
It says defendants' actions have left plaintiffs with no choice but to bring this emergency temporary restraining order to preserve the status quo until a hearing can be had on a preliminary injunction. Okay. I don't know what they. It's dead. It's over.
I mean,
it's go home.
It's dead, but it's dead in like name only. If you can scramble together and cobble together enough teams, you can have a conference. Will it be a good conference? No, all the good teams are gone, but it will be a conference.
Boise State, San Diego State, it may be Las Vegas State, it may be Austin State. Some of these states that are not real states, they can come into the Pac-12. You see what I'm saying?
Completely.
And Oregon and Oregon State and Washington State could beat their ass every year and win the championship. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I think
an empty championship.
This is collusion.
An
on
empty
their
championship, but it's either that or this formerly Power 5 school moves to the Mountain West and beats everybody's ass in there, and everyone tells you it's not a real championship. Like you're stuck.
They're going to do it anyway.
And Boris Karloff can't do anything. What's his name again? Boris Karloff.
Kleepkloff.
Kleepkloff.
It's like an Amish drive-by shooting. Kleepklopp, bang, bang. Heavy Metal Maniac says, what a wonderful win today. What a phenomenal job done by the one and the lonely Zach Gallen. I think he meant only. Let's get this first complete game. I love it very much. Let's go Diamondbacks, he says.
Yeah,
there you go, Heavy
go.
Metal Maniac. Hope you sold a lot of beer. All right, we are going to talk about last night's game. We are, I promise. But before we do, we're going to spend a little time with Junior Brown. He's an in-house capper for Bet US. So we're going to get some tips. We're going to some bets. If you have some questions, this guy knows what the hell he's talking about for sure. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com/subscribe. That's vsin.com/subscribe.
The Diamondbacks are at Wrigley Field tonight as they start a series with the Cubs. Arizona holding on to a wild card spot in the National League. Ryan Nelson will get the start. The Cubs also holding on to a wild card spot in the NL. It'll be Javier Assad. Chicago minus a 1.5 plus 125 on the run line. The Diamondbacks getting a 1.5 minus 150. On the money line, Arizona plus 136. The Cubs minus 162. The over-under tonight at Wrigley is 8.5. The over minus 106, the under minus 114. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hey guys, did you know there's a generic form of Viagra that works just the same, but is 95% cheaper? And you can get it online? Go to hims.com/joy. Through Hims, you'll get a free medical consultation, discreet shipping if prescribed, and the process is 100% online. To start your free online visit, go to hims.com/joy. That's HIMS.com/JOY.
We're going abroad for the first time in years to Spain. So we started using Babbel.
And started learning Spanish fast.
With Babbel, you can start having conversations in another language in just 3 weeks.
¿Cómo te llamas?
¿Cómo te llamas?
When you learn a language, you want to actually use it. Babbel is designed with that goal in mind.
In just 3 weeks, we're starting to have conversations in Spanish. Gracias, Babbel.
Babbel, language for life. Now try Babbel for free at babbel.com. That's BABBEL.com.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
Greg Clark Automotive trained certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881. And online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
It's the sound of the fight song, the excitement of the rivalry. It's the unbelievable upsets. It's the Heisman hopefuls. Oh my God, Davis is going running all the way back. It's the national rankings. It's college football. The shooters right down the field. Tune in each Saturday for the college football game of the week. Listen for all the action, drama, and excitement on your home for college football. 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and joining us right now is Junior Brown. He's an in-house capper for BetUS. And now, Junior, gambling has only been legal here in Arizona in this way for about a year. But BetUS has been around for 30 years. Where did BetUS start from?
The start is something that I was a child at the time, so I couldn't tell you exactly how it started. What I can tell you is that because of the amount of experience they have, we're able to offer a lot of things that most sites cannot. I mean, obviously, as you guys would imagine, you can't be in business this long without being reputable, without having, a reputation for paying out quickly and things of that nature. So,
Junior, you're going to need to turn your speakers off on your computer there. And also, if you're on a speakerphone, this is not going to work. It does not sound very good for the listening audience. So
what about right now?
Junior get his stuff sorted out there. 888-368-1580. Somehow you're on the thing twice. But good to meet you, Junior. Now we can't hear Junior at all. Is he on an actual telephone or? Yep. Nope. We have lost Junior. You're going to have to call us back, Junior. We were trying a new thing here. It's not working out. He's going to call are you going to call him, Keon? You want to call him right back? Let's get him on the line. 888-368-1580. Wait, what? Randy, do you need to call us?
No.
Oh,
no, I'm here.
You're on the phone right now.
Yes, I'm here waiting to talk to Junior.
Yeah,
a lot of people want
to talk to Junior. He's an in-house capper for BetUS. He's he's a very knowledgeable guy. And I'm
very interested on how he got going in this. I'd like to know how he got started as a capper.
Well, evidently 30 years ago, he was a child, so he was younger than we are. And I guess I think what he was trying to tell us at that point was when he was he made his first bet when he was 6 years old. No,
I don't think that's the case. Hi, Junior. Are you there with us?
Keon is still talking to him.
I'm not that young, but I'm not that old either.
All right. Junior, Junior Randy White here. How did you get going with being a capper, a handicapper?
It's a super roundabout story, but I'll make it quick. Always just interested in betting. I used to see my father betting, people in my family betting, people in my neighborhood betting. Started collecting money for a local bookie. Nothing like the movies. I wasn't cracking kneecaps or nothing like that. Just collecting bets.
Not even for fun?
And what's that?
Not even for fun?
That's not my idea of fun. But yeah, no, so what my way of thinking was, instead of looking at it like, oh, I want to bet too, I would just look at the winners and be like, well, what are they betting? What are they doing? This is when I was like 17 years old, right? And let's fast forward to when I was about 22. Took a trip down to Costa Rica to visit a friend and realized there are sportsbooks as far as the eye can see down here, and I've kind of never left.
So you have a special knack. What do you base your success on betting in?
Most people that cap professionally, we look at the number as opposed to, if you think that you're able to say team A is better than team B and be certain of that, you're probably wrong, which is why Vegas is still in business to this day. It's more of a numbers game than a sides game. Obviously, the sides matter. There has to be context, but I personally know professional cappers that do this for a living and couldn't name you half of an NFL roster.
So am I a good capper if, because I've won the picks contest here at the radio station a couple of years in a row at a 68% correct rate. Does that mean I could be a capper?
If you were hitting 68% on a regular basis, that radio station would never see you again, because that's all you would do.
Wow. See, somebody should have told me that, because I won it 2 years in a row and I had like a 67% last year when I got like third or fifth or something place. Maybe I should be putting, I'm afraid if I put money on it, I feel like suddenly I'll be wrong about everything, because then money matters. And then now I'm losing it.
I do this every single day and I still feel like that. So it's pretty normal.
Well, wait, so 68%, I should quit my job and do what you do?
So let me talk like a capper for a second. 68% over a long period of time, right? The capper's worst enemy is a small sample size. Small sample size yields just bad results, inconsistent results. You can't hang your hat on small sample sizes. So if you're still doing that 5 years from now, I would hope you've quit that job.
Well, I've been doing it for 3 years at that level, so we'll see what happens. But I only do the NFL stuff. I'm not. If you wanted me to do college games, I just hand my paper over to Keon because he's the college football guy. If you asked me to do baseball, I'd hand it to Randy because he's the baseball guy. So you are the overall guy. So what do you think your percentage is? How do you feel about your rate?
It's in the 50s. And listen, and this is just me being honest, because I've been doing this we're talking about like 15 years now. People, and you see this on Twitter, you see it on social media, guys telling you I win at a 70% rate, all these crazy numbers. Most pros are losing 40% of their bets. 60% is like, that you're golden. You never have to do anything else in life. But obviously that's the 1%ers. Most cappers are winning anywhere between 55 and 58%, I would say. But 55% is still 11 out of 20, right? So as long as you just get over 50%, you ain't losing money.
I just fear that I would jinx it. The moment I put money on it, I'd get like 8% right. And that'd be the end of it.
So Junior, when you start looking at a game, no matter what the game is, what are you looking at? How are you breaking it down to make your bet? How do you break it down to make your handicap?
Are we talking sports specific or just in general?
Yeah, in general.
I'll talk NFL since that's what we're going to talk about today. NFL, I start with the quarterback. Everything starts from there. If I, by my rankings, right, because every guy has his rankings, every guy has his projection models. If in my rankings that quarterback is outside of the top 10, then I'd look at his line of scrimmage. Because if you're not a top 10 quarterback, you need protection, because the top 10 guys, what makes them top 10 is their ability to do things off script, to extend plays. The guys outside of the top 10, like the guy last night that won, Jared Goff, people like to talk crap about Jared Goff, but the reality is if you put a good offensive line in front of him, he can take you to the Super Bowl. We saw that with the Rams. We're seeing that he's turning around the Lions. But again, that's predicated on his offensive line. So let's not get into a tangent here. Pass a quarterback and offensive line, then I look at weapons. Now, you notice the theme. I'm still only talking about offense because it's just an offensive-driven sport these days, especially the NFL. And then after that, it's rushing the passer. Everything after that, you're kind of splitting hairs. But those are the things that decide games. Every time you ever won or you lost, it's because of one of the things I just named.
Talking to Junior Brown, the in-house capper for BetUS. And, of course, we would love some advice on how to bet the Cardinals. The local team here, the Cardinals, hot garbage right now. And other than fading them, are there ways you can bet the Cardinals without feeling sad?
That's a tough one. It's funny because I've been trying to come up with a bet because here's the one thing I'll never do. I'll never tell anybody to bet something that I didn't put money on or I wouldn't put money on, right? So the only Cards bet that I could come up with for your listeners today was first to score at plus 140. I mean, anything can happen. They win the coin toss, you put a little drive together, kick a field goal, you're at plus 140. Would I suggest you bet that? Probably not. But that would be the closest thing. Everything else, you're taking a big risk. The Redskins have one of the best front fours in the NFL. They don't need to blitz. They can get to the quarterback rushing four. Cards' offensive line is not great.
Easy.
I'm going to just say that.
Easy.
So it's going to be a rough one. It's going to be a rough one.
I'm a Colts fan. When you look at the Colts, you're betting against them pretty much all year too, right?
Here's the wild card, right? If you're a Colts fan, because I don't want to be, Debbie Downer. So I'm going to just say that Anthony Richardson, even though, he hasn't really, his passing experience is pretty limited. They didn't really ask him to win with his arm. He's already, without playing a game, in my eyes, he's the second most athletic quarterback in the league after Josh Allen. So if they can just design an offense where they don't put him at risk too much, he doesn't take too many chances, kind of what they were doing with Lamar, who now all of a sudden is going to have to be a passer because he's a complete different offensive coordinator. If they can give him the Lamar treatment for the first couple of years and kind of protect him, I think he might be okay. I think they'll be better than people think. And I hate that the Jags are such a lock to win that division. They're still the Jags. You guys got to relax. The Titans are not that bad, especially with D-Hop, who you guys know very well. They're pretty legit, and they can make some noise in that division.
Who's your team, Junior Brown?
I grew up in the Buffalo area. I'm old enough to have watched all four of those Super Bowl losses. I saw every single game that team played. So my family is a Dallas Cowboys household, mom, dad, 5 siblings. But in my heart, especially because I used to go to a lot of Buffalo games, Bills Mafia deserves a Super Bowl more than Dallas. That's for sure.
I was gonna guess you were a Jets fan then.
Why would you guess that?
I have sympathy.
Have you watched
for the
those
Jets,
four
but no, not a
meltdowns?
Jets fan. I don't like paying that much.
So, yeah, I mean, you've got to be numb after those 4 Super Bowls, having to see that with your actual eyeballs. That's
here's the crazy thing, right? Like my whole household, like I said, is Dallas Cowboys Nation. I'll give you the perfect example. My sister's first wedding anniversary. Her husband said, "You can have anything you want." She said, "Fly me to Dallas to see the Cowboys," and he was disgusted. But that's how deep it runs in my family. So the Cowboys beat them in 2 of those Super Bowls, so I wasn't that upset about it. You know what I mean? But yeah, I think that Jim Kelly and Thurman Thomas and all those guys, they just don't get the respect they deserve when you talk about all-time greats, because those guys are up there, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So as a Bills fan, have you put yourself through a craft service table?
You know, it's funny. They're built different in Buffalo. I'm just going to say that. Like, you could go to Buffalo in October, November, where I'm shaking like freezing cold, and dudes are wearing shorts and Birkenstocks, grilling. You know, they're built different in Buffalo. That's why I want them to win the Super Bowl. That's a real NFL town.
Big George on the text line has a question. Says, who do you think is going to win this weekend between the Bears and the Green Bay Packers?
Love that question, because the wrong team is favored. But the big question is, what is Jordan Love? In my opinion, honestly, the Packers defense in name is one of the best units in the league. But when you look at the numbers they put up last year, they're pretty terrible. And I think that it's a trend I'm sure you guys have noticed. Vic Fangio, who's now the D coordinator in Miami, is basically the Shanahan of defense. Everyone is copying his quarters coverage. But the problem is he's like one of the only coordinators that runs it properly. So not to get into too much football to speak, but essentially that coverage is you rush 4, you defend with 7, and you kind of don't care about stopping the run. Well, when Vic Fangio does it, he still mixes up his coverages. He still calls other things. A lot of these guys, these defensive coordinators that you see getting fired in the last couple of years, they're doing a poor Vic Fangio impersonation, including the current Green Bay Packers defensive coordinator. So to answer your question directly, I would go Packers here because the Bears defense probably is worse than the Cardinals defense.
Wow.
So if you see a game like Packers Bears, you just walk away from it, right?
Sorry, I was laughing at the faces you guys are making when I said that, but they're pretty bad.
So do you just walk away from some of these bets and you're like, all right, this is just too ugly to even touch?
Yeah, like week 1, I don't really have too many bets because what am I betting on? Like the NFL is one of those. Here's a piece of advice I give some of your listeners. Real football is not like Madden. You don't continuously go like your progression is not a line that goes straight up every single year. So just because you did something last year doesn't mean you're going to do it this year. There's only 17 games in the NFL, which means you don't play the whole league every season. So from year to year, your schedule, like, if you're an Eagles fan, relax. I'm just saying this now. There could be some regression with the Eagles, for example. The NFC East had a really soft schedule last season, which helped the Eagles get put in the position they were in. Not saying they're not one of the 5 best teams in the league. They are. But if they have regression, don't be surprised because the NFC East has a much tougher schedule than they did last year.
Well, we only have a couple of minutes, so real quick, let's get some good bets. You got any little give us some advice? Give us some picks. Sure. Give us something that we can try.
Something that
we
you
like
can bet on. Well, first of all, I gotta pay the bill, so make sure you log into BetUS.com to make those bets. You'll get great bonuses. And one thing that BetUS does, and I can vouch for this, they have personalized customer service. So most places, and I have this problem all the time, you call in, you're just a guy, you're just a number. Over there, they assign you a person that deals with you specifically, and their managers follow up with their portfolio of players to make sure that you're getting service. So if you want to get bets in, it's one of the best places to get that done. If you guys want a quick bet, I'll give you a prop bet, which I don't do many of. I've got Seattle to score over 25.5 points. So Seattle to score at least 26 against the Rams. One of the reasons being, if you go up and down the Rams roster and you exclude Aaron Donald, one of the all-time greats, this is a replacement level team, defense. Their defense is atrocious, horrendous. Now, if these young guys step up, sure, they could be all right. So I'm going to give you guys another couple of stats, all right?
Okay.
Quarterbacks with touchdown to interceptions of over 20 yards or more. Patrick Mahomes, 3 touchdowns, no picks. Justin Herbert, 7 touchdowns, 3 picks. Burrow, 8 touchdowns, 1 pick. Hurts, 11 touchdowns, 5 picks. Josh Allen, 11 touchdowns, 5 picks. Last year, Geno Smith had 14 touchdowns, 7 picks, throwing the ball over 20 yards. They go deep, and they do it really well. Metcalf is an absolute problem. They're just a really, really good team. Do I think they're world beaters and they'll be as good as they were last year? Not really. I'm more fading the Rams than I am backing the Seahawks, but the Seahawks like to go deep. They like to put up points. I think they'll get that done against the Rams. And with Cooper Kupp out, it's going to be hard for those guys to put up points.
Got a college pick for us before we go?
I don't have a college pick for you, and I'm saying that because I will never, ever tell you to bet on something I don't bet on, but I'm most likely going to have money on the Wolverines. The line, I just don't love it.
There you go. That's Junior Brown right there, ladies and gentlemen. Junior Brown with BetUS. He is an in-house capper. So out of the house, it's another guy. But if you're in the house, it's Junior Brown.
Well, you know what, guys? I'm going to tell you something. You should, and I'm not saying this because they're paying me to. You really should tune into our NFL show for no other reason that when you see the two cappers, you'll see they're following. One of them ran a large betting syndicate which means that he literally is a guy whose action moves lines at books. So he's that sharp, and he'll really break down games for you guys and help you guys cash in.
There you go. Junior Brown, thanks for being with us. We'll see you again next week. And next week, we're going to make sure the super fans of the Fourth Dimension here have some questions. We're going to put you on the hot seat and see if we can make some more money from advice from Junior Brown and BetUS. Thanks for being with us, man.
Can't wait.
All
Thanks,
right,
guys. Take care.
Let's go to the break. We'll come back. We'll talk about last night's game and a whole lot of other NFL stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
21 days of beauty. 21 days with daily beauty steals of up to 50% off. 21 days of slay. 21 days of yay. 21 days of are you kidding me right now? Beauty's biggest event is on now till September 16th at Ulta Beauty. Discover irresistible deals on must-have brands like IT Cosmetics and Fenty Beauty by Rihanna. Plus, new launches from Pat McGrath Labs. Shop in store, online, or pick up today. Ulta Beauty. The possibilities are beautiful. Conditions apply.
When you run a business, you need to be in control. And while you can't control everything that happens in the world of business, you can definitely take control of your utility expenses with the help of Harmon Solar. Give them a call and see how your company can save up to 80% on that monthly electric bill with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see, if something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that is Metashare. Maybe you've heard switching to Metashare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month. And that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The member satisfaction rate for Metashare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Metashare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
Greg Clark Automotive trained certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881. And online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
Hey, what's up, guys? Ken Barkley here, one of the hosts of You Better You Bet. Be sure to check out our show for all the insight on how to make valuable bets and everything you need to cash those tickets. Weekdays from noon to 3 on Arizona's sports betting station 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. And hey, look at that. This hour is brought to you by BetUS Sportsbook and Casino. BetUS celebrating 30 years by offering the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus. Get started today at BetUS.com. And I knew this was going to happen. I knew this was going to be a text, and I knew it was going to be in all caps. Comes from, I'll let you guess who it comes from. The Detroit Lions are winning the Super Bowl.
Boogie,
Oh,
come
it's
on.
Boogie.
Boogie is on the text line.
Come on, Boogie.
It's Boogie.
Boogie,
Congratulations, man.
So can I say something about last night's game?
No. Why are you even asking me? Of course you can.
I had a lot of respect for Mike Tirico.
All right.
Did you hear what he said at the end of the game last night?
No, when it was over, I just kind of turned it off.
So the Lions win with an asterisk.
Wait, what? What? Why would he say that? What was the asterisk?
He doesn't believe this is a legitimate win by the Lions.
Because
I guess because what's his name wasn't in there.
Because Tony dropped everything that was thrown at him. Because Kelsey didn't get to play, because Chris Jones wasn't on the field.
Yeah.
That makes it the asterisk. That's a dumb thing for him to say.
I had a lot of respect, and I don't want to talk about the game right now. I'm just saying that really hurt my heart because I had a lot of respect for him.
Let me tell you something. I'm watching the game last night, and I don't listen to those jackholes. I just watch the game in my own eyeballs with my own brain, and I'm like, damn, these Lions aren't bad. The Lions aren't bad. And listen, everything about Andy Reid, true, genius. Everything about Patrick Mahomes, true, amazing. He had nobody to throw to. And with Kelsey out, that is a problem. He had nobody who could catch the damn ball. And it wasn't just that kid, Tony. A couple other easy drops, too. And people are like, wait, what? Ball throwing to me? It just was really bad football.
So my question is, have the Chiefs overcompensated because they have Kelsey and they don't have anybody else? Because Kadarius Toney dropped 3 passes,
3 easy
in
passes.
his hand,
including the pick six. That should have been
off
a first
fingers.
down.
And
it went
how
through his hands. Like the still image is so sad because if you had stopped and I showed that to you, you would have said that's a completed ball.
Here's the reconnection. He's like, it's in my hands. Next frame. It's not in my hands.
It's backwards and it's being caught by the Detroit Lions.
And can I add how bad I feel for that kid today? How bad I feel for that kid. I mean, what do you do after a night like? Was it just a bad night? I mean,
can I tell you? Can I tell you? Can I tell you something, Randy? The kid's got a big mouth too. By the way, he's kind of got a big mouth.
He does. He kind of sees himself as a Tyreek Hill type, and I mean in terms of like the talking trash and stuff, not off the field stuff. But
I guess that took care of that last night.
But it's not an off night because if he could catch footballs the way that he kind of did at the end of last season, he'd still be a New York Giant. Like the Giants just couldn't do anything with him.
I mean, it'd be one thing if they were bad passes, but oh my God, he hit him in stride over the middle, right here in his hands, and he dropped the ball.
It was starting to look at the end of that game like Texas Tech, Patrick Mahomes. That the version of Patrick Mahomes that didn't trust anybody out there to catch anything. That was the dude I started seeing at the end. Where it's just I've got to will you guys to a win.
So if you're Patrick Mahomes, what do you do at this point?
Well, you watch what happened. He starts playing his normal game, and then the trust kind of goes, and now he's overthrowing guys because he's scared he's going to throw an interception. He's underthrowing guys because he's scared of an interception, and the easiest of passes are getting dropped or tipped. He was just that's why he ran as much as he did. There are some times where he ran where you're like, wow, that was brave. What the hell are you doing? Because he had to. He had no other choice. It's not the end of the Chiefs. And listen,
no, I don't.
But
think
it does tell us the Detroit Lions are a much better team this year. Yeah, they're a young team and they are improving. Now, I'm not saying they're winning the division. I'm not saying they're winning the Super Bowl, but I'm going to say they're much better than they have been in the past.
Yeah,
this is going to be a kind of a fun team to watch, but I feel like Goff is always going to Goff you.
Well, Mike Tirico, you shouldn't have said that. That you made it seem like Detroit somehow cheated their way to a victory. They didn't cheat their way. They won that game. They went out and they played. It's not their fault that Kadarius Toney can't catch. It's not their fault that Kadarius Toney gave them the ball for a pick six. They won the game fair and square. And shame on you for going out there and saying that at the end of the broadcast. It should be congratulations to the Detroit Lions for winning. Congratulations.
I wonder if he's like a fan or something.
I don't
throw the asterisks in there.
I don't think so. I just think what he meant was that the Lions beat a team that was so severely handicapped. I don't know what I'm supposed to take from this win. They're a tough team. They'll grind things out. But this Lions team is exactly the team they were last year. They won 7 out of their last 9 games. Like, this is not a bad football team
they're
anymore.
young.
Yeah,
They're very young.
So they deserve the credit for being able to win a game that, quite frankly, looked sloppy, but it was a sloppy game.
No,
for both
by
teams.
the way, Jared Goff, ladies and gentlemen, 359 consecutive passes without an interception.
Boogie says both teams did not play well. Lions made the plays when they needed to, though, in a clutch to win, and that's a fact. It is a fact. But I'll tell you, I can see the potential, Boogie. You know, listen, I give credit where credit is due. I'd rather rag on these guys and give you a hard time. But the truth of the matter is, I kind of like the way Detroit's doing their thing right now. As far as other teams go, that you're like, wow, this team is good, this team is bad. You can see the progression, though, in the Lions. They've got some solid players. Amon St. Brown, Top Ramen St. Brown, what's his name?
Amon St. Brown.
I got him in one of my other fantasy football leagues, and he got like 19 points. Did not expect that. And I'm very happy with the Lions right now. But both teams didn't play great. But,
that's the first game of the season.
Let's be honest. If 2 out of those 3 passes that Tony dropped or tipped were caught, this game would have gone to the Chiefs.
Sure, it would have. Sure.
And I'm sorry, Boogie. As much as I do like the Lions right now, the Chiefs beat the Chiefs more than the Lions beat the Chiefs.
Well, I mean, I'll give you that, but shame on Mike Tirico, in my opinion, a guy who I've held high regard for. But maybe he got caught up in Chris Collinsworth's a fantasy about Patrick Mahomes. Dear God, could he gush over anybody else? I mean,
well, no. Look,
every time Patrick Mahomes touched the ball, I thought Collinsworth was going to black out.
Every time Collinsworth closes his eyes, he's spooning Patrick Mahomes.
Well, that's what I mean.
This is the way that Collinsworth was with Breeze, with Brady.
Here's a guy.
He's just like that.
Oh, by the way, I did think of you last night when I heard now here's the guy, Randy. Oh, that should be a drinking game right there.
Oh, my God. No, you die of alcohol poisoning.
Boogie says Aiden Hutchinson, though, is terrorizing Patrick Mahomes. Oh, yeah, that kid is good.
No,
it's legit. It's funny. But can I just ask a question? His parents being there, okay, fine. Director cuts to the parents. They're cheering. That's good. Why were they mic'd up? Because the only thing you ever heard was, yeah, that was his dad. And that's what I do when my son plays. But there's no reason to mic up the parents.
It's not interesting for TV in any way. You mic up the players because it's a view that none of us have. We all have the view of being a fan. We already do that. It doesn't help us at all.
And one thing you did notice is the cameraman was tracking the wife a little more than the dad.
Well, you send somebody up there with a stick, Mike. You don't mic up the family. Give me a break. That's terrible.
Listen, no, that Aiden Hutchinson guy, he's a rising star right there.
And good for him. Good for him. Good for the Detroit Lions last night. That was a legitimate win. I don't care what Mike Tirico says, and that's really sad. One of my
who cares?
One of my broadcast icons just kind of fell by the wayside last night.
I think he's still good. I think he was trying to make a point, and it was clunky how he said it.
Randy, you really want to get
asterisk. It literally counts on the record. You have to give him the credit for that.
Randy, if you really want to get at him, just threaten him with another trip to HR. 888-368-1580. Mike Tirico has a past. Hamilton Porter says the drop passes are karma for every missed false start penalty. That is fair. That is fair.
God,
that was
almighty. He was back. I mean, there were some plays he wasn't even a false start. He just didn't even line up on the line of scrimmage.
Jawan Taylor it was like if you're waiting for your school bus in the backyard. That's what he was so far back. And they never called it. They just he kept on.
They called it one time.
Very end of the game.
Oh my!
It was just, and I understand. I get it. Okay, Aiden Hutchinson was kicking your ass. He was giving you that work, but you had to line up on the line of scrimmage. That's what the rules are. Like you can't. You got to be the seventh guy on the line. You just have
2 steps behind the line of scrimmage. 2 steps, easy.
And then he was still false starting, and he was still getting beat. It was just.
Erectinator says, Jeffrey, you happened to catch the late game penalty Detroit. It was kind of unique when he said false start on everybody but the center. Well, it's because the center is the one that got him triggered. But more than anything, Juwan Taylor.
Juwan Taylor's a one man.
Oh.
If they called every false start that he made in that game, I don't know that they would have scored points.
Oh, well, imagine we're not done talking about this. And yeah, if anything, Hefty Lefty says the Chiefs got away with that. Right tackle cheating every single pass play.
Well, it didn't help them last night because the Lions won the damn game.
Hefty Lefty says, are you sure that one texter did say the Detroit Lions won their Super Bowl last night?
No, come on.
I think the Lions will probably have a better season, of course, this year than last year. Yeah, they ain't going to the Super Bowl. Don't get crazy. But we'll talk about it more when we come back. Hour one down, 2 to go. It's Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why I got him Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure for max strength daytime relief. Unlike some ordinary cold medicines, it's specially formulated for people like my dad. DayQuil High Blood Pressure is sugar-free, alcohol-free, and decongestant-free.
Vicks DayQuil High Blood Pressure. The daytime, non-drowsy, coughing, aching, fever, sore throat, cold, and flu for people with high blood pressure.
Like my dad.
Medicine. Use as directed.
Seems like everything is going electric these days. Electric cars, electric trucks. What you save on gas, you pay for with that electric bill. With all these things being plugged into your house, wouldn't it be nice to save up to 85% on your monthly electric bill? Well, you can do that with zero down and no payments for 12 months. Call Harmon Solar. Harmon Solar is a family-owned, woman-owned local company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar, 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189. Or go to harmonsolar.com.
The best time of the year is here, and it's all about the NFL and the sweet offers from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can pocket $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. There are all kinds of ways to get in on the action. Same game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. And now, DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you get.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580 to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code BET1580 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEP. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio, celebrating their 30th year. Our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. This is KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K256 Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down because it's time. Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And your good friend, radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And this is it right here. That's it. That's everybody. We have hundreds of people on our Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em contest. and I was able to print on one page the people who actually picked the Lions to beat the Chiefs last night. I think it's 12 people, and the only person from the radio station, predictably, Radio Ron, because he is a Detroit Lions fan. And I thought I would read off the people who actually got it right because they deserve a little bit of credit for being the less than 5% that shows that this is not one of those things, Randy. That's not necessary. They're not winning anything. I just want to just give them fair credit. So you don't have to play that. Hoffa, 75, Cool Jack, Radio Ron, Gaddafi, somebody named Gaddafi, the Jet. Oh, that's right. Yeah, he was on the text line, said that earlier.
That's true.
Boogie, predictably. Colts 3232, Putzwadler, Bacher 44, Blue Avenger, Bubble Buster, Husker 46, Z-Lig 321, and Bite My Kebab. Those are the only people in the entire Harmon Solar. Hey, again, Randy, that's not what this is. I was just giving them. This was more of a tip of the cap thing. It's not. They didn't win anything. They didn't win.
Oh.
It's not. There's no prize. There's
They
nothing.
don't get
here.
jerseys or
0%. No, unless they go the rest of the weekend and win it for
box
the week.
of candy or anything.
Not. They get nada. They get the satisfaction of knowing that it was just these 12 people out of the hundreds of people that you win nothing,
Well, then-
Boogie. I told you. He's
well,
like,
then
what did
why-
I win? You get nothing.
Why did I play the fanfare then?
That's a good question. I ask myself that over and over again. Sometimes I
won.
wake up in the middle of the night.
But they won something.
You get, you do not win whiskey. Well, here, could you pour Boogie a shot of whiskey? There. Well, at least
I mean,
get,
yes,
get
but-
you right there.
I mean, why did I play the fanfare?
I don't know. Fouting Wampa says, hey guys, can I get added to that list of people who picked the Lions? Because I'm a pickup next week. What? What do you mean? What was he talking about? If
What do you
you
mean
didn't
you're-
already pick it, you can't go back and pick it. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Boogie's like, no, I get a prize because he played the song. The prize is not a guarantee of any kind of anything. That does not win you anything.
What does Boogie win?
He wins nothing.
What?
Like always.
He gets to win the satisfaction that his Detroit Lions are
I
undefeated.
mean, I thought I heard you say
Satisfaction.
Boogie wins something.
He gets a bit of whiskey, and that's it. That's all he gets. Yeah. Pink Eye says those 12 people should split $15.80. I would almost do it. I would, if I had cash on me, I would just hand everybody some. I would just give them each $1.
Everybody that Big Detroit gets $15.30.
No, they get $1. Good afternoon, fellas. Pink Eye says, does second place win 993 in fan pick'em? No, they don't. I've told you that before. Boogie says, look, he played the song again. I win something. Boogie,
the
you
whiskey
won.
you keep getting poured.
Or no, you get this piece of paper. You get this piece of paper that shows all the people. I'm going to set this aside for you. We're not going to mail it. You'll have to come pick it up at the station. There you go. That's it.
Are you going to autograph it?
No, that'll cost him some money. Lost Toby says he won a point, didn't he? Yes, he did. He did get 1 point. All these people have 1 point. The rest of us have nada until later this weekend, I think. My wife, when the Chiefs lost to the Lions, she's like, "Oh, I wonder if this is a sign of things to come." You know, she's always seeing, ooh, it's a sign of something, superstitious. She's like, I was driving on the road today and I saw a dead hawk. What does that mean? I don't know, but it means nothing about the Seahawks. So, this thing where the Lions win, the Chiefs lose, does this mean it's the week of upsets? No, it does not mean it's a week of upsets.
It means that you lose football games when your receivers can't catch footballs. That's what that
Although,
means.
now that I've said that out loud with my mouth on radio, watch it be the week of upsets. And I got to go back and tell my wife, I'm sorry. You're right.
Abby.
See, if Miss Kim is driving and she sees a dead hawk, I'm thinking dinner.
That's what I was thinking. I was like, did you get it? She's like, what? No. Okay. I was like, it's either that or Panda Express. Kind of the same kind
How
of.
long it's going to be? Oh my God.
Radio Ron, he won something. He says, Lions win. Randy, pour me a Johnny Walker Black, please. There you go. Hefty Lefty says, when is the dance party? In the next hour. We're going to do that in the next hour. He says, yeah, you got the Buffs shucking the Huskers. I think he's talking about Buffaloes and the Corn Huskers. We will talk about that in the next hour. Okay.
Man.
Blissful Hayes says, what did Conquistador win? 0. Lacrosse guy says, you keep playing that, and now he's thinking he's won something.
You keep saying that he won something.
No, I didn't, Randy.
You just said it on the radio. You just said it. What did he win?
Nobody's allowed to say the W word anymore. Lacrosse guy says, in true pro lacrosse fashion, they've scheduled their 2 semifinal games this Sunday afternoon in the middle of NFL week 1.
Oh, boy.
Can't fix stupid, I guess. He says, but I'll be watching, of course. All right, man. That's cool. You do you. You do you.
Well, do you think I care? Okay, I really don't.
Big George says, Jeffrey, you wonder why you never see my name, at the Fan Pick'em Challenge. Case in point, yesterday, I took Kansas City and they lost. I'm 0-1. I'm at the bottom. That's where I'm going to stay. Oh, he's boo-booing himself.
There's everyone but 8 people is at the bottom.
Damn near killed him.
I'm not even worried. I'm not even worried because here's the nice thing. 97% of us got that pick wrong, which means everybody got the pick wrong, which means everybody's okay. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a big deal. Just move on, be ready. Let's see what happens this weekend. Swazman said, I ended up losing $36 over the past year with, money from, the betting places, with their money off of probably over 1,000 bets or more, 10 cents at a time though.
Damn.
He says, yeah, I'm a low end 10-cent gambler, maybe a buck or two. He says, last night I joined a new gambling site, lost the first bet, the bonus bet, and now I have the Steelers to save me on the bonus bet. Do you think the Steelers can win at home over the 49ers? Yeah, I think they can. You can't ever discount Mike Tomlin. He's a hell of a coach. I'm trying to see because I can't remember what I picked.
Steelers had the number 1 pass defense last year. They had the number 1 run defense last year. I mean, they're taking on San Francisco at home.
Yeah, I picked the 49ers.
Everybody's healthy.
I picked the Niners too, though.
I mean, how do you not take the Steelers?
Yeah, but Junior Brown in the last hour from BetUS was right. The first week of the NFL, you just don't know anything.
Yeah, well, that's true.
It's all a guessing game until you get confirmation of what you might have thought or didn't think.
That's true.
Bala 51 says, I won $260 in the Lions winning last night. Chiefs aren't going to win 8 games this year. Raiders will be in first. I am the AFCW after week 1.
The Chiefs aren't going to what?
Says the Chiefs will not win 8 games this year.
What?
Bala, you just went too far. You just went too far. Random texter says, hey, I'd like to talk about last night's game. Going forward, I no longer like the number 17. As a matter of fact, I can't stand number 17 anymore. Yeah, there are a lot of other components to the Chiefs not winning, but 17 was a pretty big one. That was that Hutch guy's number, right? The guy who kept running in and scaring the crap out of everybody.
He's 97.
Well, who's 17?
Is that the kid that kept dropping the football?
Tony.
Tony.
There you go. You're right. Turd Ferguson says, my favorite part about listening to you guys is I'll be driving along 6th and 7th Avenue, and it cuts off between an uncensored rap station every 5 minutes. It's actually hilarious. First off, that's probably a pirate radio station if it's uncensored. And so thanks for the tip on where to look for those guys. The other part is, what frequency are you listening to? 1580 or 99.3 FM? You should be getting it great no matter what. But if one's bothering you, try the other one. Heavy Metal Maniac says, hey, listen, people, I did not travel to Chicago to sell beer. Although some beer vendors do travel across the United States to sell beer. I don't do that. Go Diamondbacks. So you went to
cold beer. Cold beer here. I got your beer. It's right here. Cold beer.
So Heavy Metal Maniacs, you went to Chicago to watch the game. Wow. That's a hell of a distance. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if there's anything I'd follow across state lines. You know what I mean? Some people will follow their favorite team to other states. I don't think I'm that person.
Well, I did say I did watch the Diamondbacks in San Diego one time.
Mm-hmm. You went there specifically to do that.
I was on vacation.
See, that's not the same thing. If you specifically go to a place,
but
following your team.
Yeah, no.
I don't know if I've ever had that much school spirit. I don't think I've ever been that big a fan of anything to where it's like, hey, you want to go to the game? Sure. Where's it at? It's in Indianapolis. No, I think I'm good.
Well, I mean, that's been kind of a lifelong dream. My son and I would love to go to all the major league ballparks.
Yeah, it's something you do when you're retired. That's not something you do when you're working.
Well, my son's not retired.
Well, but he's doing it with you, so it's a father-son thing.
Well,
I would like to do it. I don't know if I'd be doing it.
I'd like to do that, but I'm not just going to follow my team someplace.
But you have
I think
to,
I would.
you know what? You've got to be careful where you wear your Diamondbacks gear.
Why is that?
Well, like Chavez Ravine. You
whatever.
don't want to wear it there. No.
Just to not get stabbed, on account of they can get stabby sometimes.
I was more worried about Raiders.
A little stabby there.
Some Dodger fans are also quite stabby.
Maybe in the Bronx, probably don't want to do that.
Baker's Cocky Hens. He sends in a picture. What's this? He says ASU blackout. The end zone lettering painted black. They're going to beat Oklahoma State by 7 or more. Oh yeah, look at that. Can I just say that's one of the dumbest damn things? No, I don't mind blacking out the letters in the field. I don't mind those dudes wearing cool black uniforms. But if you are sitting in the stands 113 degrees wearing black, not a blackout, it's a dead out. That's what I say.
So
people are going to die.
If you're in the stadium and you're playing football,
Wouldn't
you want to wear the yellow?
That's what I'm thinking.
You absolutely would.
White. Wear the white. You're the home team. You get to choose, don't you?
You do, but this is the cool uniform thing. And I'm just like, can you put your cool uniform
It's hot.
when we get below 100 degrees? Can you do it then?
In like December, can we wear black in December?
Yeah. Like
That's the day for the blackout.
Don't wear black in the middle of September. I mean, you're asking for
Mr. Coach Dillingham, sir, please. Can't we not wear black and
ask the fans to also wear black?
September.
I think Baker's Cocky Hens is saying Oklahoma State's going to win by 7 or more because everybody at ASU's wearing black. I'm not sure. I think that's what he's saying.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Morticious Man says, one wonders what wonderful prizes we could have won. Oh, are you one of those people?
What?
Nothing. You win nothing.
Prizes? What?
Nobody won it.
Who won it?
You did, Randy. Congratulations.
I finally won?
You finally won.
What did I win?
It'll be at your house tomorrow. Stay by the door. It'll be delivered. There's going to be just wait for till you hear the doorbell. That'll be your prize.
What is it, though?
Yeah, I can't. It's a secret. Bruno Baller says he's right. The Chiefs won't win 8 games this year because they're going to end up winning 10 or 11. All right. Hefty Lefty says, could be somebody listening to their iPod through the radio. I used to do that with my old truck because it didn't have an aux cord. That is true. I was once driving down the road and I started hearing rap music on my I was like, what the hell's going on? I looked over and I could feel the boom, 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 boom coming from the car next to me. And I was like, oh, so I slowed down and it went away. I sped up and it came back. And I was like, that guy's ruining my radio station. Okay. But you're allowed to do that.
Did it sound like this?
You just kind of feel like pushing all your damn buttons today.
There is no rap song that's ever sounded like that. I can promise.
No?
Heavy Metal Maniac says he's been to 23 Major League Baseball stadiums, trying to go to all 30. He says we've gotten 7 left most times. I don't have any problem where my Diamondback jerseys are with the other stadiums. He says, I'm home right now. I did not go to Chicago today. I'm working a concert tonight and tomorrow. Well, I'm even more confused now, but you go get them, buddy. Big George says, I've gone to see the Diamondbacks. I've gotten in the car. I've gotten on the plane. I went to go see them in San Francisco at Pac Bell Park, Dodger Stadium in LA, Petco Park in San Diego. I'm going to stop you here, George, because I don't care. I don't need the whole damn list. I don't want to give the whole list. There's a lot of parks. We get it. You've been to a lot of parks. He says the only place that got threatened for wearing a Diamondback jersey, Dodger Stadium. And how did you get threatened? What did they do? I'm going to cut you. I mean, This just doesn't make any sense to me. How do they threaten you, Randy?
Well, when I went to a Monday night game, I was wearing my Cardinals jersey, and I was at State Farm Stadium.
Well, that was here.
And the San Francisco guys, they wanted to kill me.
They said, we want to kill you.
Yes.
Because you're wearing a jersey.
A, we beat the hell out of them. B, I may have been saying some things.
Well, see, now that had nothing to do with the jersey.
May have been saying.
But if you were saying stuff about football,
go back to
someone should still not want to
Santa
stab
Clara.
you over football trash talk.
Why don't you go back to your Levi factory, bitch? Things like that.
Well,
okay.
The
Well,
minute
okay.
bitch shows
once you
How
drop
about
the
you-
old bitch in there, that's a different
How about you
situation
Go
entirely.
back and make me some more button fly 501s, Jack. Things like that.
That would make me laugh. If I don't
That's
think I'd
funny.
be upset about it.
Yeah,
So.
that's just you found the most joyless fans.
I need
Well-
some more Levi's.
Patrick Mahomes is plenty embarrassed after the loss. He was just like, yeah, he's like right after the ring ceremony. He's like, even after that, he's like, I said, I've moved on to the next season. And he's like, this is embarrassing.
I love it.
Embarrassing.
I love it.
And then I learned that, Patrick Mahomes, and I should have known this because there were times where he had to sit there and talk to his wife with a straight face or his brother with a straight face and say,
Yeah.
no, your TikToks aren't annoying. He can lie with a straight face. That is what we've learned. Where is this confirmed the most? When he looked at the camera and said, I have trust in Kadarius Toney. No, you don't.
I mean,
You do not have trust in Kadarius Toney. Not
That's
after last night. Never again. You're lying to everyone. You're
don't
lying
know.
to yourself.
I assume he catches them in practice. So you see him in practice. And by the way, Kadarius Toney didn't just show up this year. They traded for him, and he actually did catch the ball last year.
We're talking about practice.
We're talking about practice?
We're talking about practice.
Well, that's why I also refer back to games last year.
We're
where
not
he-
talking about a game. We're talking about
well,
practice.
that's why I shifted. We are talking
We're
about.
not talking about practice.
We're talking about games now.
We're not talking about a game. We're talking about practice.
Okay.
I want to talk about that fake punt. Look at Dan Campbell pulling plays, trying to out Andy Reid. And
Fight some kneecaps.
that was pretty good. That fake punt, because everybody was just like, wait, what's happening? And that was part of a 91-yard drive to a touchdown. So you got to
Just-
give Dan Campbell some credit today.
The little things are how the Lions were able to win that game. The let's go for it on the fake punt, and they pick that up and they score a touchdown off of it. And of course, the Chiefs, when they needed to pick up a first down, decided to go on a wide receiver end around. Patrick Mahomes is your best player. Please do not take the football out of his hands.
Well, that was BU.
I understand.
that
but
was
That
you
is
out
also
there.
a concern.
The-
Seeing
yeah.
Matt Nagy on
Yeah.
that sideline.
Yeah,
I
well,
mean,
yeah.
he's been an offensive coordinator with Andy Reid before that also had success. So I'm not going to sit here and say Matt Nagy is a concern because he could just be one of those guys that ought to just be an offensive coordinator and
After
nothing
last
else.
night's game, you don't think
But-
he's a concern?
But that end
mean, I
around
do.
was insane. I don't because 8 passes were dropped. That's
Yeah.
insane.
That's a good point.
Like,
It's
Matt
too-
Nagy can't go out and
so-
catch it for him.
Too early for it to be
Throw-
a concern. Just seeing him, period, is a concern.
Throw to somebody else.
But he
He
Sky Moore dropped passes. Kadarius Toney dropped Randy, they were all
Kadarius Moore-
8 passes, wasn't just all Kadarius.
Kadarius Toney dropped the easiest of passes.
Yeah,
Well,
Kadarius
yeah.
Toney is
I mean,
that's
And that was
right
why
to
it was
your
more
mind.
glaring
But
than the others.
Patrick Mahomes was running on that 4th and 20 and threw the ball to nobody in particular. Or at least I'm not entirely certain who was supposed to get the ball on that. But he didn't trust the guys out there. Like
if
none
I'm-
of them.
If I'm Andy Reid, this is me. Travis, go put your clothes on. Get in the game.
I do have serious questions about how Justin Ross, who was a dominant college player, had a real bad injury and wasn't able to play in the NFL, but the Chiefs take a chance on him. And they say he has been dominating in training camp, but it looked like he was pretty dominant in the preseason. Why wasn't Justin Ross throwing a couple of passes? I mean, no one else was catching them. It couldn't hurt.
I'm kind of wondering what the hell Chris Jones is doing there, sitting next to a couple of Goombas up there in his box. Like,
Looked
what
like
the
he
hell
was
was that?
part of the Sopranos family.
You're not supposed to show up. You're not. If you're sitting out, you don't show up at the game. You don't.
No.
I mean,
That's a bad look.
Your
he's
fellow
trying to-
players are like, what the hell, man? Get
Yeah.
your ass down here. We could use some help right now.
Did he
He's
go
trying
into
to
the
make a
locker room
point.
after the game and just kind of look at it and go, hello?
Told you so.
Yeah. So you're going to pay me yet, or I'm going to have to sit here and watch another game from the box?
I think it was a bad look.
I think like look, in terms of maximum strong arming of the team, it does make a point, but is
They
it
should have
is it
never allowed him
good?
to do that.
Is it good for the team? And I mean for the locker room, for the guys on that defensive line that are waiting for you? No.
He got some bad advice if he didn't come up with that himself. Lost Elby says, Randy, were you the one that told me to go back to Mexico at State Farm?
No, I wasn't there.
He would not say that. He was telling
No.
some San Franciscoites, I
told him to go make me some more Levi's.
Yeah, it had nothing to do with Mexico, Lost Elby.
No.
So
He told him to go back to California.
Not at
that
all.
wasn't Randy.
No.
That wasn't Randy. Fish Tank says, I feel like the Chiefs start out slow every year. Then everyone starts asking whether they've lost a step. And then they go on and then they win the Super Bowl. Well, let's not overreact here. Yeah, also true.
It's week one, man. It's game one.
All right, I got a bunch of texts on the text line. We'll get to those when we come back. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see. If something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that is Medishare. Maybe you've heard switching to Medishare to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month. And that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch, too. The member satisfaction rate for Medishare is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medishare works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
The best time of the year is here, and it's all about the NFL and the sweet offers from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can pocket $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. There are all kinds of ways to get in on the action. Same game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. And now, DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you get.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580 to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code BET1580 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEPS. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
Greg Clark Automotive trains certified technicians located on the southwest corner of Bethany Home and 19th Avenue, servicing Valley automobiles 44 summers now, offering our summer cooling system inspection diagnosis on the belts, water pump, radiator, and hoses. Every air conditioning service includes a dye injection to find leaks. Contact us today at 602-246-2881. And online at gregclarkautomotive.com. Mention 1580 and get 10% off of labor.
Are you ready for the NFL season? Are you ready to win $1,580 in cold hard cash? Sign up today for the Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Get over to 1580thefanatic.com and sign up today. Someone needs to win this $1,580 first prize. Why not you? Finish in second place. Cha-ching! You win $500. The Harman Solar 1580 The Fanatic NFL Fan Pick'em Contest. Sign up today at 1580thefanatic.com.
Today's Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Hey, looks like Ralph is trying to show up here.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you, but like your soul, your camera shot is dark. Yeah, I'm sure you'll figure that out. But hey, look, everybody, it's Ralph. Hey, Ralph from Harman Solar. By the way, I think I understand now. Lost Toby says, Randy, the Levi's sweatshop is in Mexico. That's why he wanted to know if you were.
No, I didn't mean that. I'm sorry.
I think he's jerking you.
I would not do that ever.
Fifth letter says, Keon sounds like he lost some money last night. Drop balls are part of the game, man. Was it more than normal? Because, of course, but that is not what caused the game. You crack me up if you think the reason why the Chiefs lost. Just win, baby, he says.
Okay, well, a couple of things. One, I'd never bet week one. I'm not crazy. That's just insane. I do not
baby.
I do not bet week one of games. So I didn't lose any money. But 8 drop passes is a lot. Like it is. Like if you drop that many passes consistently, I promise you there's not a team in the NFL you're starting for.
So if you're the OC,
it's a lot of passes.
If you're the OC guys and you got 2 guys that are dropping passes, do you start running the ball, or do you go to somebody else, a tight end or another wide receiver, and try them? What do you do in a situation like that?
The thing is, their strength isn't their running game, right? So
I know that, but what do you do in a situation?
So that's what I'm trying to, I guess, talk through here with you. Is I don't know that running the ball is the solution, but you say go to somebody else. Like he wasn't spreading the ball around. He
threw to 3 different guys. I mean,
you got to give credit to the Detroit Lions defense, though. They were up his crack. That Hutch kid was up his crack the entire game.
Yeah, they do get credit, but it's just a drop pass and if you go back and look at them, some of those were like first downs. If you catch it, that's a first down you get. So that's another set of downs for Patrick Mahomes to work with.
So when do you check off those guys and go? And I said check off, Jeffrey. Check off. When do you go to somebody else?
Who?
Anybody else on the team? I mean, anybody.
Like just start pulling dudes off the.
Yeah, I mean, anybody else.
He actually did though. He had a touchdown with a kid that I already forgot his name. Was it Rice? He was working some tight ends here and there, but even the tight ends that he was working with were dropping passes.
So you mean to tell me on Andy Reid's team, the world champions, the NFL Super Bowl champions, the guys that are expected to be back-to-back, they don't have anybody else but Kadarius Toney and Travis Kelce. That's all they have on this team to catch passes.
Sky Moore was dropping passes. Marquez Valdez-Scantling
I really
was
don't
dropping
understand
passes.
what we're arguing about right
They
now.
were all dropping passes is my point. Not just the guys we're picking on. They dropped the most.
And you guys are talking about the Cardinals winning 2 games? I mean, Jesus. That sounds like the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to win any games.
Well, they're going to get healthier. But, yeah, they've got
What do you mean healthy? This is game 1.
Randy, come on now.
Okay, Travis Kelce, is he healthy or not?
He's healthy. I think he
okay. Well, that's what we're talking. I mean, he couldn't
if he was
play.
like me, he would have got out there and played. I don't care what.
True, but he wouldn't have been able to separate.
I would have had my damn pads on and got out there and played.
Fantastic. Travis Kelce is not you, but he wasn't healthy.
Damn right, he's not me.
He's a big part of what the game is about.
Overreact here, everybody.
Yeah,
it's just one game. Every contest this weekend ends with one team being undefeated and the other team being completely defeated. And then we see what happens the next week. Trust me, with Andy Reid, with Patrick Mahomes, they will sort their bleep out. It's, not the end of a season for them by no means.
Say that at all.
The Cardinals don't have a quarterback or receivers or a defense. They get off all the pieces.
We haven't even played yet.
I get you're feeling sensitive about that, but you don't need to go attacking the Super Bowl champions.
I'm not attacking anything. I'm just looking at what I saw on TV last night, which was a Kansas City Chiefs team that kept dropping balls right in their hands. And you guys are bagging on the Cardinals.
Well, okay, you'll see why this weekend.
Yeah.
888-368-1580. Swazman says, Jeffrey, thanks for talking about football constantly. Right now, feel like I'm the prodigal son from other radio stations. Back with 1580 now, he says, sorry for listening to those other stations this summer.
Why would you say? I would keep that to myself if I were you, is what I'm going to say, and leave it there. We didn't need to hear all that. You know? You're dating somebody. You're on a break. What happened in that
That's
space
2 minutes
of time?
for you, Jack. Sit in the penalty
don't
box.
talk about all that.
You know what I mean?
About what you've done.
It means we talk football better than them a-holes. 888-368-1580. Blissful Hayes says, the real question is, could Dan Campbell eat more cheeseburgers than Andy Reid? No, you could not. No, I don't think so.
I mean, Dan Campbell could probably eat a lot of cheeseburgers, and his ceiling of cheeseburger eating is an Andy Reid floor.
Dan Campbell is he's in like infinitely better shape than Andy Reid. Are you kidding me? Dan Campbell is the size of one of Andy Reid's thighs. That's it.
I'm trying to think of anybody who is in worse shape than Andy Reid. Mr. Pink Eye says, I bet my friend $50 that the Steelers will finish last in their division. I do not believe in the Steelers hype.
Oh boy.
I don't know about hype. I think they're a non-factor. They've been a non-factor for a while. Yeah. I mean, Mike Tomlin's going to get his over 500 team. Okay. We know he's a great coach. He's a Hall of Fame coach. He's one of the best ever. He just doesn't have any good pieces right now. So, all right, no big deal. But they'll still outperform expectations, I think.
They may not have a quarterback, but they've got a hell of an defense. They have a hell of a defense.
All right, so maybe that'll be what keeps them above 500.
And they got Kenny Pickett some weapons, so we'll see what Kenny Pickett turns into.
Fish Tank says Mahomes opened the game with 7 completions to 7 different receivers. He was spreading it around. And let's not forget the easiest catch that was dropped ended up as a pick 6 in a 1-point game. Keon's right. The drops lost the game. Hefty Lefty says, well, they aren't going to run it with, Christian Edwards-Helaire after he missed a hole the size of Steven Tyler's mouth.
Yeah, it was a gap, but it's also the way that gap was. It's one of those stretch runs where it's hard for the back to see, and if he doesn't know where the hole opens up, it kind of opens and closes really quick. So it's just you've got to punch it and go. I don't know why they run that. Clyde Edwards-Helaire has never been good at on that specific zone run. He's never been good at it. I just don't. I don't know why they run it.
Oh, Tiger Paws. You know what? I stand corrected. That is a competition. Mike McCarthy. Andy Reid. Who's more unhealthy looking?
Well,
oh my God.
Andy Reid is bigger, but Mike McCarthy looks unhealthier.
He could drop dead at any moment.
I mean, I wonder if he's okay when he's out there. Like Andy Reid just looks like a big guy. McCarthy looks like he's going down.
Baker's Cocky Hen says Reid should spend more time drawing up better plays instead of fake mustaches. Oh, yeah, it's great to see Andy Reid. I like Andy Reid. I hope that doesn't affect that he's going to be in all them damn Progressive commercials or State Farm or whatever they are, where he's like, acting dumb like everybody else.
They film him in an afternoon in the summertime.
And then we have to watch them over and over and over and over and over again.
Yeah, but it doesn't take any time out of his life. That's my point.
Big George says, Randy, with how cocky Keon and Jeffrey are about Washington beating the Cardinals this weekend, I sincerely hope the Cardinals win this weekend and humble them. To stop all this anti-Cardinal hate.
You know what I'm thinking about doing, Big George?
Ralph hates them too.
Maybe you can counsel me on this. Thinking about put my weekly Cardinals take up on my Twitter feed at Radio Randy 777.
You should
at Radio Randy 777. Maybe we should put that on the Radio Red website.
My wife, who's a Cardinals fan, sometimes will say, "Hey, I'd like to get a copy of that one." She's so inspired by it.
Well, there you go. And maybe I should do that, Big George. Give me a yes or a heads up or a thumbs up or a thumbs down.
I
don't want to hear from you three guys, especially you Seahawks, Ralph.
We have an hour and a half left. We kind of have to talk.
The best thing about the Cardinals season is going to be your rants. So you should put them up. I think that one yesterday was phenomenal.
Was gold.
I loved it.
I am actually not cocky.
I wanted to pull for you for a second, but then I got smart again.
It moved your heart for just a moment. It moved
my
to
black
the other
heart.
side.
Yeah.
You two guys,
Dark soul.
you and Keon keep listening to my rant over and over
They're
again.
good.
I'll persuade you.
That was epic.
It absolutely was epic. I'm not cocky about the Commanders beating the Cardinals. By
Yes,
the way,
you are.
I am not because I am a Washington football fan. I've been so for 25 plus years.
Respect that.
When I tell you that I have seen everything.
Yeah.
I have seen everything.
Well, you got your
But
new doodads and all that spiffy
all-
new stuff there in
all-
Washington.
I mean, which I hope is good and turns things around. But all I'm saying about the Cardinals is there might be points somewhere on that roster. I don't know where it is. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, well, Jeremiah Dobbs,
If
what's his name?
Josh
Jerry
Dobbs.
Dobbs.
If they-
Jenkins Dobbs, what's his name?
If
What's
they
his name?
prove me wrong,
I honestly
they
don't know
prove
his
me
first
wrong.
name.
But I
Daniel
don't see-
Dobbs?
John
Joshua
Dobbins.
Dobbs.
What's his name? What the hell's his name?
Watch
John
Monday.
Dobbins?
Watch Monday come in. The Colts are 0-1. The Commanders are 0-1. The Seahawks are 0-1. The Cardinals are 1-0. It'll be the Randy show.
Then my wife ends up being right when she says this could be this game last night was a sign of things to come. I don't believe so. Colts, I wouldn't be surprised they're 0-1. I'm not. Listen, you guys can't even make me feel bad. Last year, you couldn't make me feel bad because I recognized right away, holy crap, we're tanking. And this year, we're educating. So everything that happens, as long as we're getting better, I'm all right with. So we lose this game, okay. We lose the next game, all right. As long as we're falling forward, that is all I care about. I would love to see the Arizona Cardinals do well, Randy, because my wife is a fan and you're a fan. I don't wish bad for you. I just see this opportunity to tank and get a great quarterback that they
We're
can
not going to
set
get him. You don't want to come here.
get your boat straight. Well, if not him, another guy, whatever. As long as you improve, yeah, that's what I'm all for. I'm not looking for you guys to get killed left and right because I don't like you or I don't like them. I'm just, if you honestly look at this team, it doesn't look good, and they've made it worse, and it looks to be intentional. And Keon, your team, the Washington Commandos, I have no opinion about. I've never had any opinion about them. There's nothing exceptional or notable about the Washington Commandos, except for when you told me they generally almost or do get 500. They win 500. It's like, all right, okay, great. Let me know when you've got something to care about. And as far as your Seattle Seahawks, Ralph,
you're scared. I know. We're all going to wait and see
Not
if they're
scared.
going to be as good as we think they might be.
they're not going to be as good as you think they're going to be.
No, not even me. It's everybody
But
else.
Geno Smith is he's pretty good. He's all right. And your receiving core is exceptional, but it doesn't mean you're going to win a Super Bowl. You're lucky to be in the playoffs this year.
Oh my!
I don't know if that's going to be a lucky situation.
No, they'll be in the playoffs. I mean, if they stay injury free. They're going.
I don't think they're winning a Super Bowl, but
they'll be there at the end. They might not win a Super Bowl, but they're going to be in the mix.
I think that's a playoff team.
So I'm just dealing reality here for everybody. So Randy understands we're not just hating on the Arizona Cardinals to hate on the Arizona Cardinals.
I don't think that at all.
I
want to
my
hate on
coach,
somebody else,
and I don't want him to get fired, but he will probably be fired.
Gannon should be fired already.
He should be.
Well,
Might happen
I don't
Monday.
know about that yet.
It might happen Monday, Keon. Sorry.
So,
if they lose,
if they lose, it should be over. I
Can
don't
we
think
take a
Josh
break?
Harris should wait.
When we come back, can we? I'm going to take a break, and we come back. Can we do something I think we can all enjoy together? Let's hate on Nick Wright. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, the Fanatic.
The U.S. dollar is under attack, and it's becoming less and less valuable by the day. Hyperinflation and speculation is killing your retirement. Don't leave your money sitting in cash. It's time you diversified and protected your future with physical precious metals. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000 and get your free digital dollar survival kit and learn how you could get up to $1,000 in free silver today. Call Advantage Gold now at 800-900-8000 to get your free digital dollar survival kit. And you may qualify for $1,000 in free silver. Advantage Gold is the #1 rated gold and silver company in America. Your future is precious. Protect it today when you call Advantage Gold. Call 800-900-8000 now.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Check with your financial advisor before investing.
That's 800-900-8000.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy. Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
The best time of the year is here, and it's all about the NFL and the sweet offers from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can pocket $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. There are all kinds of ways to get in on the action. Same game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. And now, DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you get.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580 to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code BET1580 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEPS. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet. Be sure to check out You Better You Bet for all the insight on how to beat the spreads and everything you need to cash those tickets. Weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona sports betting station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, and I guess today was the 53rd day of 110 or hotter. Oh my God! But it's almost over. It's almost over. I took a look, and yeah, I guess Monday it'll be a little more reasonable. It's gonna be a hot ass weekend, but Monday it should get to be more reasonable. I almost feel like I don't want to hear any weather reports until it's under 100 degrees because I can't take it anymore, Randy. I can't take it.
Well, okay. All right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's going to be hot this weekend. But next week,
yeah,
we might start seeing some
sub 100,
maybe
100-ish.
Maybe.
I can take 100-ish. It's even kind of nice for 100-ish.
Yeah. See, at night, it's starting to get down to the mid 70s.
Yeah.
Next week, especially.
That means nothing to me because those smokers are still, I guess they were vaping for a minute and there was no smoke coming to my patio, but now they're back full force like a chimney.
Yeah, that's the problem. That's
nasty.
the problem.
So I'd rather just be cool during
by
the day.
Thursday next week, it's going to be mid 70s overnight, and the highs during the day, triple digits, but not 110s, 120s, things like that. It's going to be nice.
So, sitting on the patio made me remember something. I got a question for Ralph from Harmon Solar.
Sure.
Ralph, remember I told you the neighbors behind me there, they got, somebody sold them some crappy solar panels. They're all put up there wonky. They don't look quite right, but I know it's not a Harmon Solar job because I saw the t-shirts they were wearing when they were putting them on. It was not Harmon Solar. Mm-hmm. And so now I have come to realize that these solar techs may have ripped those people off. And let me tell you why. Okay. So I'm sitting here and we're watching pigeons crap all over their panels. And they've got pigeons nesting under the solar panels.
Oh boy.
We've taken out our bird feeder because we don't want pigeons. We used to get all sorts of beautiful birds and nice stuff in the backyard. And then these people across the way there, pigeons ruined it for everybody. So we took that. We keep the hummingbird feeder up because that's nice. Anyway, because once you go past 50, birds. Right. Anyway, so there's the panels, and I'm like, okay, that looks horrible. So then the other day, after that storm, I saw some guys up there, and they were cleaning the solar panels. I'm thinking, are they paying for these guys to go up there and clean solar panels, or maybe there was some damage? I thought the other thing that was weird was I didn't really see that they were working on the other side of the roof. I thought, well, that is strange because that's the north. I look at the south side of their house, and so it turns out they got sold solar panels on the north side of their house. Is that shady, or is that something you guys do a lot of? Because I've never heard of anybody putting a bunch of solar panels on the shady side of their house.
Some people ask to have that done as well because they want a little more power. It financially is not smart because it takes twice the panels to give you the power of
Yeah,
one.
I've heard the people across the fence talking. Smart is really not in their wheelhouse.
So they probably fit right in.
Yeah.
And if they have I was gonna say if they have penguins, but if they have pigeons under the penguins would be cool under the panel.
I
But
would
if-
be okay with that.
Yeah, if they have pigeons under the panel, they should get the abatement put around the panels so the pigeons won't get in there and they won't nest. Because once they start nesting, they're not going away ever.
There is like 20 pigeons sitting across their roof in the morning, and they have a ginger pigeon. One of them is a freak of nature ginger pigeon.
Oh wow!
So there's going to be more and more of those pigeons. But I
Yeah,
wonder
and-
if the homeowners association can force them to put those blockage things there to keep the pigeons
if
out.
you complain, they would probably. And also the people that are cleaning the panels. So that's like the biggest scam. That's the biggest scam in the world where people have
There's
businesses
Randy's
to clean
solution
panels.
for pigeons. Look at that.
Yeah,
right
you can
there.
use that. That would work.
Yeah,
But you don't need to clean the panels. God will take care of that with rain.
That's what I'm glad if they do, because I got to look at these nasty diarrhea laden pigeon panels every morning.
They just need to put bird abatement around it. It doesn't cost that much, and that problem will go away.
Yeah, you see that wrist rocket that I gave Randy a couple of years ago. It has a laser sight on it, and that's a killer right there. That is a killer right there. How's it? Have you tuned that thing to work with the laser sight?
I'm still working on it,
Yeah.
but oh my God, the pigeons in my backyard, they don't play games.
I feel
They
like
don't-
I'd get
they don't
arrested though if I fired that off at the
They don't
neighbor's
mess
house.
with me, man.
Have you
They
hit a few
don't.
pigeons?
Listen, I could knock a pigeon out easy at about 40 yards.
Anyway, I just thought I'd ask you. So
Look at that action
the
right
solar panels on the north side of the house, generally a losing game, right?
Yeah, it's definitely not what you'd want to do. But some people will do it regardless. They'll even request us that they want it done, and we'll try to talk them out of it. But if they don't, then we'll do it. It's not advised. You're not going to get the same amount of production on the north.
Unless you can rotate your house to match. Don't put those up there.
Yeah, I mean you got to have light to generate electricity. So
No, I've heard some of the conversations across that fence. They didn't deserve the money. They needed to be separated from it, and whoever did that to them did. But it's still shady. 888-368-1580. Hefty Lefty says pigeons is pretty tasty. Have you ever had squab? No, I've heard about that. And if rich people want to eat rats with wings, be my guest. I will not join you. Kiss the Cook says, you want cold weather for just one day? Craven whiskey, fire pit, s'mores. Back to hot weather, please. Yeah, wouldn't that be nice? We've had a couple of days of not quite as bad, but we're getting there, Kiss the Cook. We're getting there. I mean, they officially say that on record, this has been the hottest summer ever, period. I hope.
Could be.
I hope it's not the climate change thing, and I hope that next year everything kind of starts to settle back into a normalcy. But either way, it was hot.
it was El Nino. We had it. Oh well, happens.
Cardinal Art says, so Keon, you're just going to keep speaking blasphemy against my Cardinals. The bet still stands, correct? Cardiac cards for the win for wings.
The bet does still stand. I'm not speaking blasphemy. I have eyes, Cardinal Art. I'm sorry. I really am. I don't enjoy talking about the Cardinals this way. But I look at the roster and I ask you, Cardinal Art, to tell me, where do the points come from? Where do they come from? Where does the defense come from?
I have eyes and I can see Ralph is way far away from the camera for some reason. Why are you so far back there? Is this like the my wife's point of view cam where she just wants you to be as far away from her as possible?
I'm depressed because I feel like the fun of the football season is going to be taken away because you're all talking bad about the Cardinals. So I don't have to do it.
We stolen your act.
Yeah, you have. So
Ralph feels redundant right
yeah.
now.
I just, it's kind of a bummer. But
Well,
I get it.
Ralph,
Yes,
lying
yes,
is a sin.
Right. So stop lying to yourself about thinking they're going to be good.
No,
Self-centered.
Self-centered.
Cardinal Art wants a pitcher of beer. I think we can handle a glass. I don't think we give out full pitchers. Mr. Pink Eye says his name is Baskin Robbins, Randy. No idea what that was about. Tiger Paws says James Conner, Keon.
There will be a few points from there. Yeah,
Not
but it's
many.
just everybody in
James
the
Conner?
building knows James Conner
Greg
is going
Dortch?
to run.
Sorry. Oh, he's being
Greg
serious.
Dortch?
Don't
Who's that?
laugh.
Greg George.
He's not even a
Yeah.
starter.
He's the 5'6"
Yeah, he is.
wide receiver, right?
He's
is
our
not.
W2. Greg Dortch. Yeah.
No, your W2 is Michael Wilson, right?
No.
Blissful Hayes
I'm
says,
looking at
Randy,
the roster. I'm just telling.
Jeremiah was a bullfrog.
Was a good friend of mine.
Lost Toby says, I was just teasing there, but a guy did yell that to me at a Cardinals game. Maybe he was from the future. I was wearing a Trey Lance jersey, and now he's a Cowboy. And I would tell that to a Cowboy fan too. Big George says, yes, Randy, do it. Put up your takes. Put them on the Twitter. I love your takes, Randy. It makes me want to storm the beaches of Normandy and lead the Cardinals to victory.
A lot of carnage.
Baker's cocky hen says, the enemy's intensity is missed. Yeah, by the way, can I just take a moment with that? Sorry, it just hit my brain, man. You want to storm the beach of Normandy? If you'd have done that, you are the biggest damn target, Big George. You're 7 feet tall. You're the first guy shot 89 times. I mean, that'd be great for everybody else trying to get off the boat with you. But that'd be the end of you.
He'd be the first one gone as the boat flap went down. Boom. He stays in the boat.
He would be the first one gone as they load the boats.
Big George would be the guy who scars the main character because he's just lying in a pool of his own blood. And the main character looks and sees Big George riddled with bullets because he's the biggest target out there. And that drives him to survive the rest of the movie.
Even worse, what happens next is that 18 of Big George's fellow soldiers are saved by Big George's dead carcass lying there on the sand as they hide behind him, taking shots over Big George. He's 7 feet tall. He has no business storming the beach.
Thank you,
should
Big George, for your sacrifice.
A part of some other World War II operation. Not
Thank you,
that
Big
one.
George.
That's probably not for you.
Thank you, Big George.
Baker's cocky hen says the enemy's intensity is missed. They'll be fine as long as Kelsey can get healthy. Rice looked pretty good for a rookie. Should be the top wide receiver by the end of the year. Yeah, I didn't understand why they stopped throwing to that kid. Chiefs like slow play. They're young guys, but they don't seem to have an option. Well, that explains it. Bruno Baller says the Lions' next opponent. Oh, looky here. It's the Seahawks in Detroit.
That's a loss for Detroit.
Could be interesting.
It's a loss. Can't wait.
I'll let you know what I think of that after this weekend.
After this weekend.
Yeah. I feel like the Lions are improved, man.
No, they are, but their defense played over their heads yesterday. That's not the Lion defense.
Hefty Lefty wants you to remind you, Randy, your W-2 is available by late January. 888-368-1580. So I wanted to hate on Nick Wright, but we got busy, hating each other. This is something we should all learn. We could all join together as brothers and hate on Nick Wright. I can't stand Fox Sports Nick Wright. And then I found out he did something really dumb.
It's funny.
Oh my God, dumb. Okay, so he's this nerd who grew his hair long trying to look cool, and all he is annoying. And what show is he on again? What is that? First Things First?
First Things First, yeah.
And so he went out. He's a big Chiefs fan. He says the Chiefs are going to go 20-0 this season. 20-0.
Yeah.
And he even got a tattoo that says "Never a Doubt" on his forearm.
Yeah.
After he showed us all that the next day, there's some doubt.
Yeah, it was
a little bit of doubt now.
It's 100% doubt because they can't do it.
0% chance you win that bet.
Literally week 1. I really thought he was going to make it to like week 7 or 8 before that finally happened to him. No,
but week 1.
Oh my God.
So I enjoyed that. I did enjoy that. I didn't see the show because I won't watch it, but I saw him like with his stupid face and his little tattoo there. And then the story saying, oops.
He says a lot of stupid things though.
Here's the thing. He didn't put anything to that tattoo. He just put never a doubt.
He didn't, but on the show there was a whole thing that
we all know.
He had a whole never a doubt right here. So from here on out, it could be never a doubt that
he can't say that. He had a whole banner behind him with the Chiefs logo that said "Never a doubt 20-0." I
screenshot
on that
will live
show
forever.
With Chris Broussard. Broussard will never let him forget what the Never a Doubt was about. It wasn't like Never a Doubt my lunch was going to get here on time. It was
Broussard's going to let him forget because he doesn't want to be fired again.
No, Broussard goes at him pretty hard. honestly.
Chosen one.
Fired from ESPN.
Yeah, but not for that, not for going at a host.
The chosen one says highest projected score out of all teams for the Blender League, 132 points. Okay, I'm going to stop you there. Nobody cares. And also, projected scores are boo-boo. Don't trust those
Don't
at
mean
all.
Anything. Your starter could sprain
Yeah.
his ankle on the first snap, and that projection is nothing.
Get your best players and also trust your gut. And if you think there's a guy who's going to have a good game, go with that guy. Don't trust projected scores. That is the surest way to
the
lose.
next point, which is that when NFL.com says, can we optimize your lineup for you? Please say no and don't do that.
Chosen one would like a margarita, though, if you could pour one up for him there, Randy. By margarita, I think he means beer. And a whiskey, yeah. Hefty Lefty says, never a doubt that his takes are terrible, and he doesn't actually do research in them takes. True.
I mean, he researches them. He just also likes to win arguments. So he says extra things that aren't true.
Boogie says, bitch pigeons. Yeah. Bitch sea chickens. They're getting an L next week. Mark my words, Ralph.
What, against your lame Lions? We'll see.
Cardinal Art says, Greg Dortch, Connor, Moore, Ertz, Hollywood Brown. Keon, now give me some commando names.
Dotson, Gibson, Robinson,
McLaurin,
Samuel.
Who's your quarterback again?
You know.
Theismann.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on the projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/primetime and use code PRIMETIME. That's code PRIMETIME at prizepicks.com/primetime for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
Must be present in certain states. Visit prizepicks.com for restrictions and details.
Sun Devil football hosts Big 12 opponent Oklahoma State in a highly anticipated preview of one of ASU's future rivalries on Saturday, September 9th at 7:30 p.m. for the annual Blackout game. Make Mountain America Stadium echo from the Buttes when the Cowboys come to town. Single game and mini plan options are available to watch the Sun Devils take on Oklahoma State. Get your tickets today by calling 480-727-0000 or go online to sundeviltickets.com. Be there, be loud, and wear black.
The best time of the year is here, and it's all about the NFL and the sweet offers from DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL. New customers can pocket $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5 on any NFL game. There are all kinds of ways to get in on the action. Same game parlays, props, live betting, and so much more. And now, DraftKings is hooking everyone up with game day greatness. All customers can take advantage of 2 new offers every single game day this September. Check the app to see what you get.
Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code BET1580 to sign up. New customers can take home $200 in bonus bets instantly just for betting $5. That's code BET1580 only on DraftKings Sportsbook. 21 plus, Arizona only. Gambling problem? 1-800-NEXT-STEPS. Bonus bets expire 7 days after issuance. Eligibility and deposit restrictions apply. Terms at sportsbook.draftkings.com/football terms.
It's Raymond and Austin. We're back on All-Star Sports Radio. Celebrating their 30th year, our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is offering a 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets.
It's called Bet Protect, the perfect offer for crazy plays, like the famous butt fumble. It's the GOAT of embarrassing plays.
Really, remember when you bet me you could do a live show with a GOAT as your co-host and he face-kicked you?
Thankfully, I didn't take the under on that one.
Anyway, folks, get Bet Protect today. The industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus plus up to 30 risk-free bets. BetUS.com, where the game begins.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM. And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
All right, people,
it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, right alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line. Hey, look, there's Ralph from Harmon Solar. He's joining us here in the last part of the show, and we are broadcasting live from the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, and it's happened again. It's happened again. The cheating has happened again. Listen to this. I guess AIA has reported there has been some cheating by an ALA school in Gilbert. They caught the coach deflating footballs. It's happened again.
What?
Yep, American Leadership Academy in Gilbert. They decided that they needed to cheat, so they deflated some footballs. I'm not saying the kids did this, but I guess the coach was spotted doing that, and they ejected him. And then the team received a 15-yard unsportsmanlike penalty during the kickoff on the second half. And it's just like, wow, what in the hell? Even more shady stuff from ALA. You know, those are the guys who cry poor and ask the parents of the kids for money all the time. This is the school that, you know, you've seen a nice amount of racial discrimination. These are the people who are always, boo-hoo, we have no money. And then they build new buildings and there's a new one going up everywhere you look. But then they don't have air conditioning in their buses. Yes, the same people are now deflating footballs in a high school football game for competitive advantage. It's just, what the hell? They're not even the Patriots. That's the Queen Creek school. I don't know what the Gilbert school calls themselves, but they should call themselves embarrassed. What are you doing out there, man? Deflating footballs. Wonder if this person has got like books on their shelf from Bill Belichick.
I'm sure. The art of coaching, or I don't remember what Bill's book was called, something like that. And because we know Bill and he skirts the rules. And if you are a coach that looks up to potentially the greatest coach of all time, you include everything, including the cheating. Apparently.
I've never heard of a coach getting ejected for deflating footballs. That must have been this guy was doing something and he was belligerent about it.
Yeah.
Because
or they must have just caught him red-handed.
Yeah, you're damn right. I'm deflating the football, and he's blowing the air in the ref's face while he's doing it, just trying to just flaunt it.
Crazy.
Just crazy. I couldn't believe when I saw that headline. And then I saw it was an ALA school, and I was like, oh, okay. Well,
and high school football too is big, but I have never seen anybody take it that far. And I lived in Texas and Georgia, and I've never seen anybody take it that far.
Whatever he said, he got ejected. But whatever he tried to excuse himself with, that coach, was probably not a lie as big as Ron Rivera saying, "Oh, the Cardinals are not taking the Commandos are not taking the Cardinals lightly."
I don't think that's a lie.
I think he meant seriously.
I don't think that's a lie.
Why would you say that? Why would you just go ahead and do that?
Which one? Me?
I think me.
Jeffrey.
I don't think he's lying. Why would he lie? Why would an NFL coach tell his team to
Well,
do
let me tell you
anything
what he
other
said.
than take these get fired up?
Here's
about
what he
these
said.
guys?
He said, "We're not taking this team lightly. This team, they're paid like everyone else. They want to win. They're coming here to win. So we got to be on their game.
Where's the lie? The other team has got professional football players
So
on
the
it.
first part where he said they weren't taking them lightly.
That's not a lie. You can't in the NFL ever have the
planning on-
mindset that because if Ron Rivera, if you stumble, okay, in game one, and everyone's expecting you to win, and you come out and
they're going to be
lose,
tough.
well, no, you're getting fired. That's the end of your job.
Well,
That
then
is
why
the
you say
end.
that? Just pack your boxes in your office, have them always ready to go, like a go bag
No.
for a spy.
Or don't take the other team lightly. If they say you're supposed to beat them by 20, beat them by 30. That's what you do. Like that. You can't. You absolutely cannot, as a head coach in the National Football League,
Keon,
have that mentality.
Keon, did you hear my rant yesterday?
I heard you.
The Cardinals are going to win this weekend.
Well, that's not going to happen. I mean, like
What
I
do you
said,
mean
there's
it's
an
not going to happen?
Keon's taking you lightly.
There's an upstairs, downstairs ass kicking coming. But not
Did you hear my rant
but
yesterday?
precisely because you don't take them lightly. You go out.
You know, the Cardinals listen to my rants every Friday or every Thursday before game day.
Well, it's
They
powerful.
should.
Look, that is powerful
It's
stuff.
been so very effective in the past.
Wow.
I just
No, your rants are great, man.
it's,
Your
it's,
rants
it's
are
not
great.
it's
but
not
the
for the
team
lack
is
of
not.
Randy, but
Who are they playing week 2, Keon, the Commanders?
let's see here.
I think it's funny that everybody expects that we know what our
I
teams
know.
are doing.
I mean, I know.
I mean,
The
look, I'm taking
Cardinals will play the Giants in week 2. They will win.
Oh,
the
God.
Commanders are facing the Broncos.
So they probably have already watching tape on the Broncos right now.
That is not true.
I guarantee you. They've
you know
watched
what,
tape on
Ralph?
the Cardinals for one day and
You know
said,
what, Ralph?
okay, this isn't going to be hard.
You know
Let's
what,
go to
Ralph?
week 2.
If you're the Washington Commanders, you are. There is no team on an NFL schedule you're allowed to circle as a W.
Their third string will be in by the third quarter.
Can I
Maybe
say
Ralph,
that-
I can't wait for you to buy me a pizza when the Cardinals beat the Sea Chickens.
The best chance for a Cardinal
can't
win is
wait.
usually going to be the coin toss, if we're honest.
Because here's what happens when we have so many of these games where it's like, wow, X team didn't win, the other team beat themselves. How do you think that happens? What mindset do you go into a game with where that happens, where you beat yourself? That's the thinking that you have is,
Hey, a
it's
lot
just
of
the
these
Cardinals.
listeners beat themselves on a regular basis, so don't judge Keon.
They should.
Well, at football. I meant at football.
Well, you weren't clear.
Yeah.
Boogie says, did Keon
Realize
just
that
say the Cardinals have professional football players? He says, I think that's debatable. I'm sorry, Randy. You know I love you. But the Cardinals, they don't have any professional football players on the team.
It's not
tanking for Williams is in effect, even though he'll probably stay at USC and make a lot of money doing that.
It's not debatable. They are human beings out there that are paid to be on an NFL roster. They're not anywhere else, so they're good enough to be in the league. You don't take people lightly. That is insane.
Do you have
I
anybody
take a
over
lot of people lightly.
Is there anybody over
but you're
Budda
not an
Baker?
NFL coach.
Besides Budda Baker and Kyler Murray, who's making over league minimum then?
Over the league minimum?
Yeah, because I mean, there's nobody worth a darn.
Probably
So.
Hollywood Brown. I would
Really?
say.
What's he making?
I don't know.
$500,000 a year?
But he's making over the league minimum.
I mean,
Yeah,
come on.
because he's a first round draft. Yeah, no, he's
What's their salary cap number this year minus everybody else? Minus those two guys, probably nothing.
well.
These
there's-
guys are probably begging to just be on the roster.
I don't know about that. Like these people are here because they're good enough to be in the NFL. Like
Keon,
that's
stop
just
being so damn nice. You know there's going to be a
It's
bloodbath.
not about being nice.
You're trying to be all PC. It's just
it's
BS.
He doesn't
it's
want to
not.
jinx it.
And well, yeah,
That's all
look,
it is.
I'm telling you, if you ask me what I think it's going to be a bloodbath, but it's not going to be a bloodbath because they take them lightly. You take the other team seriously,
Please,
and
keep
that's how you
talking.
beat them.
I love that. Keep talking.
Big George
it's
says,
just
why is Keon yelling?
Yeah.
Because you're, like for me,
Go
it's
ahead,
just like
keep talking. Yes.
the
He's into it.
idea
Yes.
that an NFL coach is like, yeah, I'm just going to take this next team lightly. That is how you lose football games to people you're not supposed to lose football games to.
Yes.
That's
So-
how you do it.
There's new analysis out on one of the most annoying fan bases in the NFL. And let me tell you, so they based all this on social media posts. It was an algorithm where they see the opinions of people and how people post and what they say and sort of stuff. So this is compiled by computers and humans and all that stuff. So who do you think the most annoying fan base in the NFL is? So we're going to go ahead and go around the room here. I'm going to let Ralph, you go ahead first. Who do you think the most annoying fan base in the NFL is?
To me, it'd be between Dallas and the Raiders. I'd probably say the Raiders.
All right, Randy?
Seahawks.
Oh, please.
Fan base, not fan. Keon.
I would go Dallas or New England, but I'm leaning Dallas.
Seahawks.
I've been more annoyed by 49er fans lately, over the last couple of years. I feel like the 49er fans have been a little bit more aggressive in that. But then there's time, and then I find myself sort of rooting for the 49ers because of Brock Purdy. And then it seems like they're annoying voices sort of soften up a little bit. But I'll tell you what, the two that were mentioned the same, the Dallas Cowboys, that right there, of course, in the United States, that is the number one team. It says the Dallas Cowboy fans are the most annoying. Philadelphia Eagles fans, close second. Buffalo Bills fans after that. Really? I don't really find them annoying. I just find them crazy.
They're crazy, and also they're like the nicest people too.
Yeah.
I mean, the Bills will roll into your building, kick your ass, and then if you played a good game, Bills fans will be tweeting at you, "Oh, good game, you guys!" Like,
yeah,
it's not insulting. They really mean it.
Kansas City Chiefs fans, I don't think I've been really annoyed by them. Green Bay Packer fans at number 5. Yeah,
I think Chiefs fans get into the annoying category because there are more of them now than there have been.
Oh, a lot of brand new jerseys
so
out
it's
there.
Just like, and of course, it's the new Chiefs fans are just so much more annoying than anybody else.
I hate bandwagoners.
Yeah, a lot of experience, I think,
and irony. Bengals fans, I don't know if I've really found them to be annoying. Chicago Bear fans, they're not annoying. I put them in the same category that I put the Cubs fans. They're just like adorable losers. You know what I mean? Oh, you just tussle their hair and send them on their way. New York Jet fans, they can be very vocal, but
this year,
yeah, I can't find them that annoying.
This year they will be.
New York Giants fans, no.
I've never found Giants fans to be annoying
when they're winning.
Ravens are the number 10. So I don't know. I guess really the most annoying fans, I guess, are going to be
Seahawks,
Cowboys, maybe, and the Raiders didn't even crack.
I'm surprised the Raiders aren't in the top 10, and I believe Raven Kid.
You know why?
Top 10, so.
People are afraid to say that out loud.
Yeah, maybe.
Who's the most annoying fan? The Cowboys. What? I don't want to get stabbed. So anyway, so the least annoying fan base, Jacksonville Jaguars.
Well, yeah.
Oh, that figures.
Makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Just nothing notable
Nothing to talk about,
and not really enough fans. I guess if you only have 8 or 5 fans, that'll be it. Hey, listen, before we go much further, this is something I don't want to forget to do today. Let me give you your man of the day. You might have seen this video, and I went ahead and posted it. Radio Pal 1580 on the Twitter. Bravest or dumbest thing, either way, man of the day. I couldn't believe it. So there's this guy, and you can see it's like a backyard sort of barbecue party. Everybody's hanging out, you know. And if you look at the video, this guy just, hey, there's a bear. This big ass bear shows up.
Oh, I saw that.
And he just sort of casually starts to like escort it out of the party, like getting rid of a drunk.
Out.
Yeah, come on, this way. And he walks the bear out like a bouncer, and he opens up the gate.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, you get out of here. Like you're talking to a puppy.
Yeah.
Everybody in the background's like, Mike, stop it. He's going to murder you. He's going to eat you. What the hell? Mike. Yeah, I figure so. His name must be Mike. I don't know his last name, but the bear listened. But before the bear went, he gave him a parting gift. The bear looked at him and was like, I'm a bear, right? And he just went whack. And he got him with his claws, scratched him right down the fat of his hip right there.
Wow. But he didn't. It was almost like, oh, come on, let me stay.
Yeah,
and he didn't flinch, which I think is the key there. That the bear was like,
no.
okay.
He just kind of kept looking at him like, don't
get out.
He's serious.
Get out.
In his head, he's like, what have I done?
Then the bear walks out of the gate and turns back one more time. Like, are you sure?
He shuts the gate on him, and the bear's like, geez, you don't have to be so mean.
I don't think that's it. I think the bear was contemplating, like, am I really letting this guy do this to me right now?
Yeah.
Shouldn't I be mauling him?
He's like, he's gone back and he's sitting there under a tree, and he's like, I feel different. Maybe I'm low testosterone. Maybe I need to get some tea.
The thing about it was
eugenics.
The gate was only like 3 feet tall.
Yeah, he's like, he could have just stepped over the fence. He didn't even have to open it for him, but. And I'm watching this thing. I watched it a couple times, and that guy Mike was drunk. Mike was like, because he stood there afterwards like this, and he kind of was wobbling a little bit, like, yeah, you see what I did there? And he's like, yeah, look at this, look at my. He had that backyard drunk kind of thing going on there. So, but no, dumbest or bravest, I don't care if there was alcohol infusion on that. That guy's man of the day.
Man of the day.
Yeah. I got a guy trying to be man of the day, but he's getting stopped. He's getting stopped by law enforcement, and I don't understand why. There's a guy in Florida. He's facing federal charges after the U.S. Coast Guard caught him about 70 miles off the coast of Georgia in a homemade hydropod, which is really just a giant hamster wheel with balloons in it. There, you see that? He welded this hamster wheel together, and it's got a bunch of flotation stuff in it, like buoys and giant inflatable balls and stuff. And he's trying to cross the Atlantic. And his name is Reza Baluchi, and he's a marathon runner, and he's trying to run on this little wheel all the way to London. And the Coast Guard found him, and they're like, all right, come on, get out of there. And he's like, no. And he's like, we're going to cut your unsafe voyage short. And he's like, he's like, you know, that whole thing like from Blazing Saddles where he points the gun in his head. You everybody stay back or I'm going to kill him. And, so he's doing it with a knife. He's like, I'll kill myself. They're like, no, you won't. He's like, I got a bomb aboard. They're like, you really don't. And he was like, okay, fine. And this isn't the first time he's been caught in the hamster wheel. He's been apprehended 3 different times, including 2 years ago when he was trying to make it from Florida to New York. I get it. I hate to fly too. But at that time, he got about 25 miles out before he washed ashore. And here's the thing. Why is this illegal?
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask.
Why can't he just let him go? It's 70 miles out. Just it's working. And if he drowns, that's really on him.
Right.
You know, he's not asking for permission or for protection. I say he's crazy as hell. But if Reza Baluchi wants to cross the ocean in his hamster wheel, by God, let him do it.
He was 70 miles out.
Did I say 70?
Yes.
70 miles. 70. He was 70 miles off the coast of Georgia. I don't know how far he had gone when he started, but 70 miles out, man.
But Florida and Georgia, share a border. It's not. Without knowing where he started specifically, Yeah,
he probably went out and then kind of went up, or it was heading that way. But still, he's got 70 miles. Okay, he proved it worked. Let him go. Let him go. You're not saving him. Why are you bothering him? Leave him alone. Is it against the law to go off in the ocean and head in a direction? I mean, once he gets on land somewhere, they might ask him for a passport.
But that'll also be his problem. He's a grown man.
Right.
The whole part of this is just, I don't know, telling a grown person what to do when they clearly want to do it. I'd
get in this thing. That looks safe.
I mean, I would not, but
why wouldn't you?
Doesn't look that safe.
It looks safe in terms of, like you're not going to die instantly, but you get out onto the ocean and the waves start to get much larger. I don't want to be trapped in a tube.
Look how many balloons there are. They're not going to pop that fast.
It's not about popping that fast. It's water getting through constantly.
Yep.
If all it takes is one storm, you'll never have enough air. It's just.
Well, I think I think that it's a capsule. I don't think it's just open air. I don't think he's just running and the water is constantly on him.
Yeah, it's a capsule, but it's a capsule that's a cage.
It ain't like
water is getting in there.
Checking a submersible to the Titanic here. I would totally do this.
Oh no, that's another way to. I mean, you'll die slower actually if you do it that way.
I don't think you die. I say let him do it.
I say let him do it because it's his risk if he wants to take it.
Unless he hits a ship or something, that would be bad.
It's balloons, boing. He's going to bounce right off.
The balloons are in the cage too. It's not. Yeah. He's not bouncing off anything.
So that
thing's getting crushed.
It ain't damaged. The ocean's a very large place. Ain't nothing hitting him.
Just many waves. That dude is not making it to London, but he should be allowed to try.
I believe. I want to try it myself. It may be a different design, but yes, I believe. All right, listen, we have a lot of NFL to talk about. When we come back, we'll do as much of that as we can. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. The best way to start betting smarter is to sign up for a free VSiN subscription at vsin.com VSIN.com/subscribe. That's VSIN.com/subscribe.
The NFL began on Thursday night with the Detroit Lions upset the Kansas City Chiefs 21-20 at Arrowhead Stadium, but the Chiefs are still the betting favorite to win Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Kansas City plus 700 to repeat as champions, while the Philadelphia Eagles, the team they beat in Super Bowl 57, is plus 800 to claim the Vince Lombardi Trophy. The Buffalo Bills, the second best bet out of the AFC at plus 900. San Francisco and Cincinnati both plus 1,000, and the Dallas Cowboys are plus 1,300 to win the Super Bowl. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Let's see. If something costs less, but people are happier with it, that sounds like something to look into. And that is Medi-Share. Maybe you've heard switching to Medi-Share to pay for healthcare can save many families up to $500 a month. And that is huge. But it's also true that people are way more satisfied after making the switch too. The member satisfaction rate for Medi-Share is double that of the typical health insurance plan. Double. Medi-Share works too. It's been around for 30 years. Members have shared more than $5 billion of each other's bills. People love having telehealth and a huge nationwide PPO network. So yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or part of the gig economy, or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now. You'll get a price within 2 minutes. So see what you can save. This is a very, very smart use of 2 minutes. Here's the number you need. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE, 855-51-BIBLE.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean.
Of course, I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
If you are an IT professional looking for an opportunity with great benefits, the freedom to creatively solve problems in a career with great growth potential and a team environment, look no further than Affinity Technology. Serving the Valley since 1992, Affinity Technology is looking for a level 1 tech to develop and deliver excellent solutions and outstanding customer service. Visit atechaz.com/jobs and get started with your future today. That's atechaz.com/jobs.
It's raining in Austin. We're back on All Star Sports Radio. Celebrating their 30th year, our sportsbook and casino sponsor, BetUS.com, is going big.
That's right, Austin. Sports bettors can win a new truck, get the industry's biggest 125% sign-up bonus, and even get up to 30 risk-free bets.
Touchdown. BetUS also has a 150% casino sign-up bonus.
Blackjack, now you're talking, Austin. They also have live dealers and live betting on sports, including racetrack.
Get started today at BetUS.com, where the game begins.
Monday night, you gotta feel it. It's back to New York City for Monday Night Football when the AFC's juggernaut Buffalo Bills face off against Aaron Rodgers and the New York Jets. Summer is not quite over. Don't miss this fireworks show from the Meadowlands. Bills at Jets, Monday Night Football. Westwood One is on the call on your home for the NFL, playoffs, and Super Bowl 58, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So on Sunday at 1 p.m., we got Packers at Bears. Then Sunday Night Football, Cowboys at Giants. And as you just heard there, Bills at Jets for your Monday Night Football. But right now, I just remembered, hey, we got to take a pause on the NFL. We got to talk about some NCAA football. And so let's get this dance party started. It's time for Keon Rose's college football dance party.
Well, we're going to start kind of big and move our way through the top 10 here, Keon. Ohio State's taking on Youngstown State in Columbus. Should be a blowout, right?
Yeah, I mean they're favored by 42 points, and they'll probably cover it. It's a pretty big margin of talent there. So yeah, I think that's
really?
a blowout.
Ralph's got disco lights.
There you
Where'd
go.
you get? I want disco lights. Nice.
All right, so another game I'm watching. Number 10, Notre Dame, traveling to Raleigh to take on North Carolina State. What do you think about this game?
I think it's going to be a fun game because NC State is bringing a defense that's pretty well respected at this point. But so far, Notre Dame smooth sailing this season. You know, Sam Hartman at quarterback, I think, is showing that he's up to the task. He does a really good job of spreading the ball around, making sure that offense is on time and on schedule the way you'd like it to be. I do think that there are some question marks about NC State and their offense, but just defense alone, I think, is going to give them an opportunity to be in this game. And it'll be a good test for Notre Dame moving forward to see if they still worthy of being in the top 10.
All right, so number 12, Utah is traveling to McLean Stadium in Waco, Texas, take on Baylor. You see an upset here?
I kind of don't. I know it's going to be, it's considered to be a pretty close game. That 7.5 points is the spread. But Utah really surprised me last week. I thought without Cameron Rising, they were really going to struggle to move the ball. And that just wound up not necessarily being the case. Byron Barnes went out there, played, his butt off, showed that that offense can still be really, really good. Jeffrey's cracking me up over there. But yeah, that offense can still be really, really good even without Cameron Rising. Obviously, they're going to be better with him. But I thought that they showed a lot on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. And I still think that Baylor is kind of trying to recover. They kind of didn't want to get into the transfer portal stuff. And then once they realized, you kind of have to, they were a little bit behind the 8 ball. So I don't know that Ed Baylor's necessarily going to win this football game.
Been a lot of noise about Coach Prime and Colorado Buffaloes.
So much betting, Randy. There's so many, almost more bets on this game than NFL bets.
Well, there's been a lot of noise. So they're at home this weekend. It's the home opener for Coach Prime. And Nebraska comes calling. The dental smock comes into Boulder with Nebraska. Who are you taking in this game?
Yeah, I mean, I think that there is a way of thinking that might have some people take Nebraska. This feels like a letdown game for Colorado. Nebraska does have really good players, even though one of their favorite moves late in games is to take a shotgun and aim it at their foot and pull the trigger. Like that's just kind of their MO. And they did it again to start the season as well. You could look at the talent on that team and go, okay, well, they should be talented enough, but I don't think that Colorado is a joke. I think Shedeur Sanders is the real deal. That was not a person out there that didn't know what he was doing, didn't know what the coverages were. He was able to always be in the right spot to make the right throw. And when you have 500 yards of passing and you've got 400-yard receivers in the game, I think you're spreading it around a little bit. And that offense, I think, is legitimate. And I do think that Matt Rule has some work to do to try and change the culture in Nebraska so that when they're late in games, they actually feel like they can win it. They haven't had that in a long time.
All right, so moving along, one of the big matchups I'll be watching this weekend is number 20 Ole Miss taking on 24 Tulane in New Orleans, Louisiana. Who do you have in this pick?
This is going to be a really good game. I'm actually going to roll the dice on this one. I'm going to go Tulane. Tulane is, Tulane is a good football team. They're in the AAC, so I know that they don't get a ton of love, but this is a football team that went out last week, handled their business 37-17 over South Alabama. This is a team last year.
South Alabama, though.
It was South Alabama, but that's another good team in their conference. South Alabama won 11 games last year. But also, the other thing with them at Tulane is that, they played USC in the Cotton Bowl, and they were able to win that game, 46-45. They can put up points, and they can play really good defense. And I think that that's going to be the issue for Ole Miss is, can their defense live up to the billing that it's been given? A lot of people think it can be a really good defense, but Tulane quarterback Michael Pratt is a really good football player. He's mobile and he's got an arm, and I think that he presents a lot of problems to Ole Miss that I don't think Lane Kiffin is taking lightly.
All right, on ABC on Saturday at 12:30 from Miami, it's Texas A&M ranked 23rd going against the U. Who do you have in this one?
This is going to be a fun game. It's going to be a slugfest of a game, honestly.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah,
I just think that A&M is just more talented. That's how it wound up being last year when they played each other. A&M won 17-9, and it was a slugfest back then too. I do think that they figured out their quarterback stuff a little bit with Connor Wegman. Miami wants to make this game as ugly as humanly possible because they know that they can run the ball. They had 250 yards on the ground last week. Mario Cristobal always builds his teams from the inside out, so he starts at the trenches and he moves out. And I think he's going to want to run the ball. But if they fall behind to A&M, the run the ball thing is not really going to work because you can't catch up that way. And I don't think that A&M is going to allow that. And so it just kind of plays to all of their weaknesses, unfortunately. So I'm going to take the Aggies in this game.
All right, what about Iowa traveling to Iowa State at Jack Trice Stadium in Ames, Iowa?
Yeah, I mean, you get one of these rivalry games really, really early. And I just I am not a big believer in Caden.
Two guys.
Yeah, I know. They're being as distracting as humanly possible. But
yeah. Lost Toby just texts in. He says, I just tuned back in. If y'all do mushrooms without us or what? But Ralph, what is that? What's the shark? What's the story on the shark?
Just a bunch of disco sharks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And they're dancing.
Disco Sharks. Okay.
Iowa has never been an explosive football team. Iowa State is not as explosive as they used to be, you know.
But it's always a good game.
It's always a good game. Once upon a time, they had a dude named Brock Purdy, though, and that would actually tip the balance for Iowa State a lot. Now, I think we're going to see once again another slugfest, another game where things could get dirty. But I don't think Iowa's really good at running the football, so I'm going to go Iowa State.
All right, so last year, Appalachian State, it came an ace from beating North Carolina. This time they're in Kennan Stadium in Chapel Hill. Appalachian State versus number 17, North Carolina. Who do you have in this matchup?
Yeah, and we know how dangerous Appalachian State is. Every time you put them on your schedule, you just have to fully understand those guys can come into your house and beat you. And I do worry about Duke a little bit because they're not a very good defensive team, and they haven't shown. Or sorry, not Duke, North Carolina.
Yeah.
They're not a very good defensive team, and they've done nothing so far this season to really change that narrative.
Oh boy.
But they're going to score a lot of points, and I think that's really where they have the best opportunity to win and beat Appalachian State. I don't think that they make enough mistakes to really let the Mountaineers in the door. But that being said, Mountaineers, I think, pushed them to the brink last year. It was like a high-scoring 50-point game. So, it was a wild game. So I expect more of the same, but I think North Carolina's got enough juice.
All right, number 11, Texas, going to Alabama to take on number 3, Alabama. Who do you have in this matchup, Keon?
Yeah, this is to me, if it lives up to the expectations, this is the game of the day. Last year, it was a really good game. 20-19, Alabama was able to beat Texas. And I'm going to take Texas, not just for homer reasons, but also because Quinn Ewers was in that game. He was on fire, and then he got knocked out of the game early. He had a shoulder injury, and he was not able to return. And so that game wound up being a close football game with Hudson Card at quarterback. And that is, I think, a testament to the game plan that they came out with. And I think that they're going to be able to do.
So you think Texas wins at Alabama?
I think Texas wins in Alabama. Part of it, too, is that Quinn Ewers is going to be there. And he has a lot of great wide receiver talent around him. Jordan Whittington, Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell. Like they're a deep wide receiver room. So I like all of those guys. Now, I will say that the thing that worries me is that Nick Saban has come down from on high to coach the defensive backs himself. Like he has had enough trouble with that secondary, and he's not having any more. And Nick Saban, before he became a head coach, if you go back and look at it,
Defense.
Not just a defensive coach, defensive backs coach. Like that was his position group. Even when he coached in the NFL for the first time as an assistant with the Houston Oilers, DB coach. So for the fact that he's stepping down to actually coach those guys himself, I think he thinks he has a really good defense and he doesn't want anybody to screw it up.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Are we going to talk about U of A and them getting beat in ASU anytime soon?
Yes.
We're going to get there.
Dog.
Okay.
Sit.
Sorry.
Stay. Quiet.
I started hitting buttons and I really don't know how to undo this.
Dog. Quiet.
He doesn't know how to do it. He's stuck like that.
All right. Here we go.
Hey, he's never looked better.
Quiet.
He's not wrong.
Stay. Shh. All right, Keon.
Okay.
U of A traveling to take on Mississippi State. We've got 3 minutes now because Dog was too loud. Give me a quick one. U of A at Mississippi State. How bad is Mississippi State going to beat the hell out of U of A?
Well, the spread is 9, and I expect them to cover the 9 points at least.
Yeah.
I do think that Mississippi State, starting undefeated, having a lot of oh my God, having their eye on really winning in the SEC West. I have no idea what Jeffrey is doing. Winning in the SEC West. They're going to run the ball. They are going to run the ball right at Arizona.
Yeah.
And Arizona did a really good job run defensively last week, but they did that against NAU.
But
Mississippi State is much larger than NAU. That offensive line is insanely big. And I think that they are going to have their way running the football, against the Wildcats.
All right, 90 seconds. Oklahoma State comes into Sun Devil Stadium for the blackout. The big game, Mountain America Stadium. We know it as Sun Devil Stadium. Saturday night, who wins, Oklahoma State or Arizona State?
Yeah, ASU with all the starting and stopping of the Southern Utah game. Kenny Dillingham came out and said it. Jaden Rashada kind of lost his rhythm there, and they never really got him back into that groove. He is a freshman quarterback. Those are the kinds of things that happen to these guys, and they've got to learn and grow from it. And I think that Jaden Rashada last week, honestly, he showed a lot. And this is not Oklahoma State like 2 years ago where they thought that they could win the Big 12. This is a much worse version of that team. Mike Gundy.
But I'm a man.
Yeah, right. And his son is also a man, Gunnar Gundy, on the team. And he's one of the 3 quarterbacks that played last week. They still didn't decide which quarterback they necessarily want to start. I do think that there's so many question marks going on at Oklahoma State that ASU being at home has an opportunity to win that football game. And I'm going to pick them.
All right. Sun Devils to win. All right. That's it for.
So wait, did we have Sun Devils winning and U of A losing?
We do have that.
Yes.
Thank you. I just want to make. I just wanted clarity on that. I'm having some problems here.
Had a superior hearing.
I'm having technical oddnesses over here.
Oh my God. Yeah. Well. Oh, now he's a fox.
That was the wrong button.
What did oh boy.
Fox says it's time for a break, and we'll come back with On This Date, Big George's Sports History. And, oh dear God, I'm definitely here.
What does a fox say?
I'm turning off the Fox. I'll be a polar bear. It's the Daily Blender here. Actually, that's more my skin tone, isn't it?
I feel like a Coca-Cola.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Cashback is not available on gas in New Jersey and Wisconsin.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and there's a gas station at the next exit offering 25 cents per gallon cash back.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code FRIEND to get an extra 25 cents per gallon on your first tank. You can cash out anytime right to your bank, to PayPal, or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus on your first tank. That's code FRIEND for a 25 cents per gallon bonus.
Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. Of course I use Mr. Clean Magic Eraser to clean tough messes off my stovetop and bathtub. But then I discovered I can also use it to easily clean my patio furniture and even my shoes. I'm hooked.
And when wipes won't cut it, I use Magic Eraser Sheets. They're thin and flexible erasers, perfect for everyday messes, like gunk on my counters and sinks. They really are magical.
The reviews are in. Mr. Clean Magic Eraser and Sheets make cleaning look easy.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you're always looking for ways to position your operation to create opportunities and move on them faster. With Bank of America, you get access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2023 Bank of America, N.A.
So what did the doctor say?
He said I might need surgery.
Wow, it's that serious.
Well, we won't know for sure until I talk with a surgeon, but I'm lost. This is all new to me.
The decision to have surgery isn't easy, but neither is living with pain.
There is an alternative to surgery. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach and can restore pain-free joint function so you can avoid surgery. Patients come in for a variety of issues, including joint pain, chronic conditions, and issues specific to men's and women's health. We also help restore balance in immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and also improves cognition and emotional stability. So when traditional medicine suggests you need surgery, how about taking another approach? Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161. Or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
Your home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, and I've got it right here, guys. Sportsbook operator BetMGM said that Colorado, Nebraska had attracted more bets than every remaining NFL game in week one. And that does not happen very, very often. It's very, very rare. So that's a lot of hype, man. That is a lot of hype right there. And you're going with Colorado, huh, Keon? You're going with Colorado.
I can. It's a combination of I do like what I saw from Colorado last week, against a TCU team that had a really good year a year ago. But also, I don't trust Nebraska. I just don't trust those guys to not get in their own way.
You don't trust the smock?
I don't even think it's him. This is what the culture was before he got there. He's gonna have to work on it to fix it. But not yet.
When do college coaches, when they come in, do the same thing that Deion Sanders did? When do they fire the entire team and go to the transfer portal?
You can only do that so many times. I mean,
get a new team.
I feel like he's like the one who can get away with it.
Well, he's one guy, but I mean, when I was listening to Jim Rome yesterday, he said every college coach has 1 year to bring in his own team. So when did college coaches start doing that?
I mean, it started recently. It's the transfer portal's been around and people have been trying to figure out, well, how do you use it?
Lincoln Riley used it.
Yes, Lincoln Riley used it, but Deion's doing something that's unprecedented. I don't think we've ever seen a guy walk in and say, hey, listen, most of you guys aren't coming back. I just want to tell you that right now. You go ahead and find another school. It ain't going to be here for you. I don't think I've ever seen a coach do it that way, that aggressively, because a lot of coaches do like to also build through recruiting. They do like to go and say, if I recruit this freshman and I recruit him and I work with him, he's going to be able to plug into my system seamlessly because I've been working with him for 2-3 years, but that works better if you're a factory like Alabama and Georgia is. If you're Colorado, the Deion approach is really good. And by the way, that's why Clemson got their ass beat, by Duke. Dabo Swinney doesn't like using the portal. He hates it. Well, but he's going to get left in the dust if he doesn't catch up.
Going to be an interesting weekend, to say the least. Real quick, before we do on this date in Big Jorg sports history, I want to just go rapid fire through what we have as an injury report. This might be information you could use for your fantasy football team or for your NFL fan pick'em picks or whatever it is. Let me just rattle through some of these. Sean McVay is hinting that it might be a nerve issue for Cooper Kupp in his situation. So you might see him not just gone more than 1 week. You might see him having issues and probably not playing at 100% for quite some time until they can sort that out.
No, fantastic.
Sorry there, Keon. DJ Chark is out. Adam Thielen is questionable for Sunday. So, Bryce Young's like, hey, I'm here. Oh, crap. Now what? It's going to be bad for the Panthers, I think. Mark Andrews, they say he's getting better, but his quad injury still limiting for him in practice. So keep an eye on him all the way up until Sunday. Jimmy Graham, good news. He's not going to face any charges. I don't think they should say he was arrested. He might have been arrested, but it was a misunderstanding because he had a seizure. And if the team is satisfied with that, and it seems like the police are satisfied with that, they should not say he was arrested, because that was a medical situation that some dumbass cops didn't know how to deal with. So that I hope doesn't stick around as any part of a record for Jimmy Graham, but whatever the case, that situation is over and none of your damn business. Meaning it's a medical thing for him. We know he has a seizure. All right. So, he has a seizure. All right. The Odell Beckham Jr. has been added to the injury report. He's got an ankle issue. Does anybody have him in fantasy football? I wouldn't play him.
No,
I would not play him. Not till you see him do something. He might have been a project that you stash away, but I don't know if I'd start him. Maybe you guys would.
If he were healthy, not now, just because I do think that this Ravens offense is going to throw the ball a whole hell of a lot more. So if you think that he's target number one on that team, then
we don't know what ankle it is either.
Yeah.
Too bad. Naheem Hines, he got ran over by a jet ski and it took him out for the year because it tore his ACL. Well, he's suing some people. He's suing the people who got him, and he's suing the people who rented them the jet ski. He's like, hey, this guy should have never been given the keys to this thing because there was some impairment involved. So he will be trying to get some of his money back that way. Jake Haener from the Saints, that rookie quarterback backup guy who got 6-game suspension for the PEDs. He legitimately came out and said this. He says, I still do not know how the substance got in my body. He says, none of my supplements or prescribed medications contain the banned ingredient. I would never knowingly cheat the game that I love. We've heard this from other people, and sometimes I'm a little inclined to believe it. I don't know him. I don't know his past. But my first thought is, well, how do we know these guys, they're not telling the truth? I mean, there has to be some, I don't know. I mean,
that list of banned substances is real long, and it's, it's got the medical name of the substance. So like, if you don't know, I could see how you could miss it. Also, Jake Haener, I don't know if you've seen him, but if he did in fact take steroids, he should take them back to who he bought them from. They are not working. That's a skinny dude.
He was in the placebo group, it would seem.
It wasn't working.
And here's something that this is, that's it for the injury report stuff, or at least for now. But this is a telling tale. And I think it's a tale that we're going to see told with a lot of teams, especially with the way they're treating running backs these days. The Eagles has listed all 4 of their running backs as co-starters. Look at the Colts with their running backs. Look at the Dolphins with their running backs. Committee seems like the direction that they're going to go with this. You're going to see some guys make, a nice little living, but nothing compared to what it has been in the past. So you either are one of the 3 or 4 elite quarterbacks, or you're in a committee. And some people
running backs.
Yeah,
running backs.
What I say?
Yeah. You said quarterbacks.
Oh, I meant running backs.
Sorry, man.
So these guys, they're getting hosed, and some of the guys who you would look at as a kind of an elite running back, Jonathan Taylor, should be seen as elite running back. Why?
So guys, what do you 3 think is going to happen running back wise when some of these guys start to come up for contract renewal? Yeah, Christian McCaffrey, some of these guys that are coming around, Deebo Samuel, things like that.
I mean, well, Deebo gets in a weird spot too because he's a wide receiver,
but running back,
all
purpose.
Hybrid. So when it comes time to pay him, do the 49ers think of the wear and tear on his body that they put him through, or do they see him no longer as a wide receiver, but somebody that they have to treat as, okay, this guy's aging in running back years?
Yeah.
I actually don't know what the answer to that question
Well, I
is.
want to hear what Ralph's got to say about his guys.
What I think is going to happen is you'll see these guys come up for contract. I think they're not going to get the offers they want. They'll look at free agency, and I don't think they're going to see that money out there either. They're going to put themselves in a really weird position that they're going to have to take less than they think their value is, or go try to do what Saquon Barkley did, and that really didn't work. But I just don't think you're going to see the value. That position's value is decreasing on a daily basis, and it's going to decrease every year. And like Jeffrey had said, even past, I think people are going to stop focusing on being the running back, and they're going to start being the receivers and other things where they think they can make more money, because the running back position is going to become not bad as the fullback position, but it's going to be a committee, and it's going to be 3-4 guys that are talented, but they're not going to make top end money anymore.
Jeffrey, it'll come back around as a position, but it'll end up being you have to do both. You have to be able to run through the wall, but you also have to be able to catch the ball, because look at Christian McCaffrey, look at Saquon Barkley, look at the elites. They can do both, and you have to be able to do both.
And actually, it's a good point you made there just now, because when you look at fullbacks are actually starting to make a comeback a little bit in the NFL, but it's not people who play the position fullback. It's somebody playing another position who is in that fullback role, because there can also be an eligible wide receiver, and it gives the offensive coordinator a lot more options.
Slot guy or wide out, or what do you think?
I disagree. I think the running back position is going to hang around. They're going to get kind of hosed, but then the market's going to go back up, because they'll start to the position is going to evolve, and then it's going to be seen as valuable again, the same way you look at receivers.
Yeah, by the time they hit year 5, they're done. They're not the same guy anymore.
Oh, there's going to be some time where this sucks.
Like Dalvin Cook, who's just gone to the Jets. I mean, he's not what he was, and he's not going to. People are thinking, oh, they have this great running back. No, man, he's not going to be what he was. He's not old Dalvin Cook. He's just going to be a piece of himself. He's not worth the money anymore.
Well, what you say to that guy at that point is, welcome to the committee.
And that's the reason why these guys try to get paid after that first contract, because 30 is the number where it doesn't matter who you are. I mean, you could be Adrian Peterson, who is at least the greatest running back I have gotten to see live and in person. And at 30, it's gone. Like, it just doesn't matter.
I think it's earlier than that. I think it's earlier than 30 now.
I think it starts reducing before then, but at 30, even if you're at the top of the game,
you're done.
You're done.
All right. Well, before we run out of time, ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big Georgia's Sports History. Back in the year 1885, George H. Rawlings patented a close-fitting baseball glove with featured padding made of felt and rubber in the fingers, thumb, and palm. The owner of St. Louis Sporting Goods Store invented the padded piece of equipment to prevent players from bruising their hands when catching a baseball, paving the way for Rawlings to mass-produce the modern-day baseball glove still used to this very day.
Yeah.
Back to me, Jeffrey. And really, and also it was Rawlings, George H. Rawlings, who did come up with a saying, no glove, no love.
You can't do that as a dog.
Jeffrey.
What?
You just can't.
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
I tried not to laugh when he was doing
right here, Jeff. Go. I got a stick right here. Ready? Ready? Go get it, Jeff. Go. Go get it.
That would have been cool if your hand would have came up with a cup.
I know. I can't turn it off, and I can't make it do what I want.
Because you look paralyzed right now. So.
Yeah. Anyway, so
he's a good boy.
No glove, no love, ladies and gentlemen.
Want a belly scratch?
Who doesn't?
Want a belly scratch?
Who doesn't?
Come here, Jeff. Come.
Not that kind of. No. You said belly. No. Don't touch
want
me.
A belly scratch, Jeff. Go. Come here, Jeff. Go.
Oh.
Come here. You want a little tick dip? Huh? Hey, come here.
Little what?
Tick dip. You want a little tip?
Very nice.
Here you go. Jeff. Go. Jeff. Go.
What is happening?
Come here. Come here, Jeff. Go.
I just just because
we should do a Friday show as animals.
Just because I'm a dog doesn't mean you can just do whatever you want to me.
Come here, Jeff. Come here. Come here.
Oh, I'm about to bite your face off.
Jeff, come. No, you're not. Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Nobody listening on the radio understands what's
Come
happening
here,
right now.
Jeffco. Come here.
Nobody's watching this YouTube feed probably, and we're making no sense to anybody.
So it's a normal Friday.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah, that's fine. Mr. Wilbur says Cardinals 12, Redskins 10. No, they don't call them that anymore. That was funny. With our gambling guy.
Yeah,
said
Junior
Redskins.
Brown said it.
Lost Toby. Lost Toby. What are you doing here? Oh, I think he just sent us a picture. What's this? I don't. Kadarius Toney is the answer to the question. What if Tyreek Hill casually smoked crack and was also bad?
Well, come on.
Wow.
He doesn't smoke crack. He's just not good at his job.
Bruno Baller says, when I grew up, the Wilson 2000 was a coveted baseball glove.
Oh, yes. I had that for a catcher's mitt. The Wilson 2000 for my catcher's mitt. Oh.
What did you oil yours up with?
I had neat's foot oil. I had
Really?
Some, and I had some I had twine that I tied it up, and oh my God.
I thought you were going to say Jergens.
No,
Kiss the Cook says,
one of the best gloves I ever had.
Did I read this earlier? Arizona Wildcats losing to a bunch of inbred cousins. Leave the gummies alone and go back to munching on M&Ms.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did I read that earlier?
No.
Does that make sense?
No. Who's
because they're playing Mississippi State.
Who's a good boy?
So it's a joke
Come
about
here.
Mississippi.
King of
Who's a good
Kitten
boy?
says, everyone's guilty until I say otherwise. Suck it, Ralph.
Wow.
Poor Ralph just minding his own damn business
I'm
right
just
there.
sitting here watching the dog.
If I could turn this off, I would have already. I think I'm going to restart my computer.
Yeah.
Sorry. Well, except for you dog lovers, I'm sure you enjoyed this. All right, listen, we got a good weekend ahead of us.
He's a good boy.
Boogie says, is Keon mad that his team is about to win? You seem very upset today.
Come here. Let me get that
He
ear.
was a little
Come
yelly.
Here. Oh, scratch
Guys,
that ear.
have a great weekend, and
Come
we will
here,
see you back
Jumbo.
in the radio again on Monday at 3 p.m.
Scratch that ear.
It's
Come
the
here.
Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
Who's a good
Turn
boy?
this off.
My dad has a cold, but also has high blood pressure. That's why